Hello YouTube, how you doing? Oh good, excellent news. Unless you said, oh terribly, I'm gonna die. In which case, oh shit. Never mind. Things could be worse. I mean, you could also be on fire. And if you are on fire currently, why are you watching this? Get yourself put out and get to a hospital. I mean, obviously, it's if you're doing that when I'm recording this during the whole pandemic bullshit, then that's going to be awkward in and of itself. But never mind. I mean, it could probably be worse. You could also be in prison on fire? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know your circumstances. It could definitely be worse for me, though. Definitely. Anyway, let's have a look at the fortress, shall we? Let's see what's going on. I forget exactly what the scenario is. We did have a goblin siege last time, but they appear to have got bored and fucked off. We've got a fair amount of adamantine available. What the hell? There's a corpse in here. What's this? Stray baby llama corpse. Rotten. Sure, have we run out of space in the bloody in the refuse pile again? Of course we have. Of course we have. Let's expand that. While we're here, while we're looking at it, let's make it a bit bigger. The corpse stockpile seems to be just about adequate, so we'll leave that alone for now. Actually, no, it's probably best to put in an extension while we can. Right, while we're thinking about it, let's expand our corpse capabilities. Corpse capacity. That's a better idea. Corpse-pacity. Oh my god, what a portmanteau. I love it. Have to use that one again. Sharks don't even attack humans. Not really. I mean, I'm aware that they don't, normally, but they have in the past. It does happen. It's just not that common. It's a lot less common than being attacked by, I think, bees are the #1 animal killers of human beings, aren't they? And that's mainly only people who are allergic to bee stings or get mobbed, right? I don't know. The chances of being killed by an animal are pretty minimal, right? Pretty minimal. Let's have a look. Osmosis Jones says, gators and sharks are terrifying. They haven't virtually evolved in thousands of years since there hasn't been any reason. That's true. I think I would go further than that. Millions of years. I'm pretty sure sharks and crocodiles. Sharks, I think, are pre-dinosaur lineage. They've been around since before the dinosaurs, and crocodiles and alligators, sort of similar time span. I think their big benefit was they don't have to eat very often and they can live like under the mud for ages in a sort of state of hibernative stasis-ish, something along those lines, which makes it fairly straightforward, I say straightforward, more likely for them to survive sort of apocalypse impacts from space. After all that talk, you may get a weir crocodile. That'd be interesting. A little snappy lad. Be good. It'd be good. Bees indeed. I know the Oprah meme now. I have been inducted. Most animals don't, to be honest, unless they're scared, so just leave them alone. It's very true. Just leave them alone. I mean, unless, like, say, chickens, they're delicious, in which case, it's up to you. I mean, chances of getting killed by chicken is fairly low, I think. I wonder how many chickens it would actually... What is the combat effective threshold for chickens? How many chickens have to decide you must die before it becomes a real possibility? I think there's going to be quite a few. I mean, the beak and the claw, fairly effective, but I think also they're fairly fragile creatures. I mean, geese, different scenario, much larger, much more powerful, but a chicken is a much more compact, fragile animal. I feel like a good few stamping moves can take out a couple of chickens, right? You're going to have to get fairly mob-handed on you before chickens become a serious threat. Then again, maybe not. Maybe, like Sekiro, there are giant cocks out there that will fuck you up. Bum 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 bum. Hundreds of thousands at the least, says Osmosis Jones. I'm guessing you're talking about the age of crocodiles and sharks rather than the number of chickens, because I think hundreds of thousands of most mammals could kill you. Hundreds of thousands of mice could probably fuck you up pretty badly. I mean, they could just crawl down your throat and kill you. They would require kamikaze tactics, which seems unlikely. They don't not normally found in nature outside of insects, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just that common. I know firsthand their pecs bloody hurt. Oh well, yeah. I imagine their pecs hurt, but did did it really damage? I mean, there's two, much like the role-playing game HOL, HOL, Human Occupied Landfill, there are two parts of wounding. There's the pain and there's the actual damage. And I feel like a chicken probably does more on the pain scale than on the actual damage scale. Sure, if they get round your eyes, that's going to be pretty bad, or other soft body parts. But I think if you wore even just like a hockey mask or a pair of goggles, I think you're fairly well defended against chickens. Just a good thick layer of clothing, right? I don't know. Hello, Ocelot. Welcome back to the stream. Decisions. I mean, feel free to watch either of us. I'm going to be streaming later on anyway, again. So, you know, if Cupo's not streaming later, watch him now. Give him a watch. See what happens. Or do the dual stream thing again and blow your mind. Just get more than you can possibly cope with coming into your mind. Geese are fucking terrifying. True. Very true. So are ducks, not mallards. Chickens aren't mammals. No, chickens aren't mammals. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying, like, as opposed to, what I meant to say was not insects, not tiny creatures, right? Not teeny weeny things. Because I think 100,000 ants, maybe 100,000 ants could kill you. Too much ants can kill you. But I'm not sure. How many ants is 100,000? Is that a good sized colony? Depends on the type of ants as well. I imagine like a few bullet ants could probably fuck you up pretty badly. But like regular rock ants, the kind of ants we get around here, even wood ants that squirt that formic acid out of their abdomens. I mean, thorax? The back end. Out of the back end. I mean, even they'd have a hard time fucking you up. Then again, how many ants would it take to lift a human being, I wonder? Because if they got the point where they can get you off the floor and move you around, I think you're at a distinct disadvantage, right? Anyway, this is getting a bit weird. It hit my knuckle on the joint and broke my finger off. A goose? Are we talking? What are we talking about here? A chicken? Not off, but almost. If not for the skin. A chicken pecked your finger off? Are you sure? I mean, this chicken sounds like a remarkable bird. It sounds like a very strong chicken. I mean, my goodness. Nuclear Throne is on sale, 90% off. Is that a good game? I've only ever seen the sort of like front of the box art, so to speak, on Steam, and it's never really called to me. I've never really felt the urge, but maybe it's good. I don't know. I've noticed that Watch Dogs is going to be free on Epic Game Store as of later today, possibly even now, and I'm interested by that one. I might give that a go. It seems like it's a nice little update on the Assassin's Creed formula, and I've never played any of them, so it might be a bit of fun. Then again, I will have to activate my Ubisoft account, which... Also, maybe I should wait for the newer one, because, you know, obviously it's a Ubisoft game, so it's just each one is just a slightly revamped version of the previous game, isn't it? With maybe a couple of little experimental extras added in. That's how they work, innit? It was a fighting chicken that was just let go that me and a friend tried to catch to take it to a vet. Oh, I see. So it's like a proper trained up, roided up chicken. Surely it was a cockerel, right? Surely. Ouch, twin princes, fucked you up in DS3. Oh, really? Watch Dogs is ass. Oh, it looked okay. That's a shame. It's free though, so I might as well give it a crack. Twin Princes. Which one was that? I don't remember. I don't remember most of the bosses in Dark Souls by name, I have to say. Ornstein and Smaug, sure, remember them. Manus, sure, definitely. Who wouldn't remember a boss with the word anus in its name? Who else do I remember? By name. Freed? If I remember Freed, that was a toughie. Gaping Maw, I remember that one because I one-shot it. Who else was there? No, the names escape me. I would recognise them if I saw them, but the names just go. Has 2 stages. Second is incredibly fast, if I recall correctly. Oh, I remember Sif. Yes, I do remember Sif, the cleaning agent dog. It's boring, the plot is nonsensical, and the main character is a git. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not entirely unlike other Ubisoft games, right? I mean, I played Assassin's Creed through to the number 2 with Ezio Auditore, and then I played a bit of 3 and went, ugh, this is disgusting, I'm not playing any more of this, and I haven't played any of the games since, even though apparently Black Flag is pretty good. But yeah, I've not been tempted to go back in. I've not been tempted to go back in. According to the Reddit, you had 18 deaths to each stage. Oh, that's a relatively small amount, I think. Black what now? I don't know, I missed that. Not intentionally. Anywho, let's get back into the game, shall we? Let's unpause this because we haven't actually at any time pass in game, so we'll let them dig that out. And then we'll head down into the deeper depths and see what we can do with adamantine. Although, having said that, if we do that, we should note that we don't actually have any storage space for raw adamantine, so maybe we should just let that stockpile go down a little bit. Shrink it a bit and see what happens. Because once we've got the thread, they'll make the wafers, and once we've got the wafers, we can make anything we want out of them. Anything at all. Oh, no, I know what word you meant. Yes. Black Flag is an amazing game, and so is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I would highly recommend both games. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't agree with the ending, but the game is amazing. Okay. Okay, well, I'll have a look. If they go cheap or free, I might pounce. But you know what I'm like. I'm a bit of a skinflint when it comes to games. I've spent finally got through all of the Twitch money. I just went down Sainsbury's today to look at the empty shelves and bought some cheap tubs of cookie dough ice cream and stuff, and frittered away the last £15 worth of my Twitch payout, which was well, never mind. It wasn't to be. But I've still got £23 of Twitch, Steam credits stuck in Steam, so I can't fritter that away on anything else, can I? So we'll see what happens. Although I am getting a very, very strong campaign from my son to buy Satisfactory when it comes out on Steam, so we'll see what happens there. I must admit, it's not always the case, but in this case, I am very much on side with the idea. I do like the idea of buying Satisfactory. It looks like a good game. Odyssey is free for the weekend, I believe, if you wanted to try it. I might do, but again, it's one of those, it's a massive fucking download. I have to sign into my Ubisoft account, which is currently being repeatedly attempted to be hacked by someone in Bangladesh, according to emails I'm receiving. And I'm like, can I be bothered? Because I've already got Assassin's Creed Unity for free from Epic Games Store, and I haven't even booted that up once. If you get Watch Dogs free, it's almost worth it. At least it would be a good stream game. Oh, would it? Maybe I'll give it a crack then. We'll see. Although we have got a lot of games queued up to play. It would be something that actually taxes my graphics card a little bit as well, which is something we haven't had that much of. I mean, even if I play Barrow Trauma, it looks a little bit more, fancy. Not fancy. A little bit more beefy than this in terms of graphics, but otherwise, it ain't all that. I mean, graphically, you know what I mean. It looks like a pretty decent game, certainly with multiplayer. If we could get a full team together from stream viewers, that would be pretty decent. It's just a shame that it's so fucking expensive. I bought it in a sale, thinking, oh, this is pretty good, and then I looked at it and it's full normal price, and I was like, Jesus, what are they thinking? How many copies of this game are they going to sell like that? Oh. I'm just going to make the refuse stockpile a little bit larger up the top here, just to get rid of that stinking llama. There we go. Just to get rid of the stinking llama, as the Chinese government said. What else do we do? Should we expand the corpse stockpile yet? I think there's enough gaps in there to accept any currently dead members of the fortress, so we'll leave them there. Stray llama's been slaughtered. Very nice. That's what we were looking for. Get a little bit of leather in. The dwarves seem very shoe hungry. The only thing I'm getting made out of leather, as far as I'm aware, is shoes. And every time a bit of leather comes in, it seems to vanish immediately. Let's check. Yeah, leather shoes. That's it. Maybe we should also make some backpacks. I'm thinking of that. Let's make some backpacks, even though leather is a fairly scarce commodity. Hopefully the next traders will bring some along. Add backpacks. Backpacks. There we go. And add... Oh, actually, we should order up some flasks. I've just realised we could make copper flasks, couldn't we? But first, leather backpack. Alt-W. Yeah, make it a repeater. Add a constraint. Any leather. 5 out of 10. Bosh. Yep, good. Keep those in stock. That's what we want. And then we can make flasks instead of water skins. They're basically the same thing, right? Question mark? Okay. Question mark? Silver mace. Menacing steel spike. Copper ball. Let's do it here. Add other objects. Make it out of copper. And where is it? Flask, flask, flask. There we go. Flask. Fantastic. Alt W. Yep. I would like to keep... how many of these do I want in stock? 5 to 10? Fuck it, we'll leave it at 5 to 10 for now. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Hello, Hakura Deity and Arian. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for being back. That's grammatically wrong, but oh well. Curly Fries said earlier, and I also believe Ubisoft is currently having a big sale on Steam across almost all of their games. They are. Watchdog is free today on Epic Store. Yes, this is why we've been discussing Ubisoft games actually, Arian. I'm considering it. Hakura Deity says, yo, just tuned in on the mention of games to play. Resident Evil 3 demo in 2 hours. Oh, that's interesting. Although I still haven't completed Resident Evil 2, have I? I've only done one of the story arcs. So maybe I should revisit that at some point. Curly Fries, but you are correct. Odyssey is a commitment, but I do recommend it. Okay. Cranium's back. Hello, Cranium. Any chance of a gold floodgate today? Maybe. I don't know if we've got any gold, actually. I don't think we've got anything gold in the fortress yet. Let's have a little look at the stocks. What's our bars situation like? Iron? Loads. Copper? A lot less than we had before. Zinc? More than we need. Maybe I should make zinc flasks. Would that be good? Bronze? Got a little bit. Got some steel. That's good. Pig iron, electrum, lead, nickel silver, black bronze, bismuth bronze, adamantine wafers, charcoal and ash. Yeah, no gold so far. But that doesn't mean we won't get any gold. As I understand it, normally volcanoes are a pretty good place to look for gold. But we haven't seen any yet. So we'll see how it goes. Osmosis says, I would... like that we go through the legends at some point. Sure. I mean, after the fact, after the stream, if you remind me at the end, I will save, zip up, and put everything on a Google Drive. So if you want to have a peek through the legends yourself, you're more than welcome to. Hello, JC. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, nearly doxed you there. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Not quite sure how long we're going on for in this particular session. Maybe up until dinner, or maybe not. We'll see. But there will be, of course, a regular stream this evening, as there usually is on a Thursday. It is Thursday, isn't it? I haven't missed any. I haven't got any lost time, have I? It's Thursday. Good. No evidence of alien abductions here, or indeed anywhere. It's Friday for Curly Fries. Of course, you're in Australia. Oh yeah, I checked. I checked where my friend was, and he was. Somewhere, and he should be in Sydney today if he's not on his way home. So if you are in Sydney, I know it's a big city, but look out for a guy with long hair and a beard and shout Chunky Nut every time you see one. And if they turn around and go, huh? It's my mate. It's my mate. And don't touch him. Don't give him any filthy diseases. He's got to get home. Otherwise, you know, most of my multiplayer dreams for this quarantine period are fairly hampered. And JC's. Think of our needs, not your needs for greeting strangers. Just been watching Cryptbeards XXI Part 2. Ooh, anything exciting happen there? Anything interesting happen, or is it another bland episode of Cryptbeards? On the other side of the country. So I take it you're North Australia, right? Sydney's on the south coast somewhere, and north, or maybe you're... I don't know where Sydney is, to be fair. I can just about picture the shape of Australia. Just about. That's as close as I get to geographic knowledge. Zinc flasks, dwarven wine with an extra grade of metal poisoning. I thought zinc was a fairly neutral metal. Don't they use it for galvanising stuff. You can drink out of galvanised things, can't you? Or have I given myself zinc poisoning somewhere down the line? Curly Fry says, I'm not a touchy person anyway, but all good. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm not a fan of touchy people. Am I a fan of touchy people, Curl? No. How do I normally respond to people trying to hug me?
With a cringe.
More than a cringe. Very poorly, let's put it that way.
It depends who it is, though. Sometimes you just get too polite.
I don't mind if the kids hug me, or if it's someone I don't want to upset you about. Like if one of your family members comes over and tries to hug me, I'll begrudgingly not say anything. But anyone who I, have no real ties to, I'll fucking slap them and say, get out of my face. You leave me alone. Well, I'll think about slapping them. In my mind, I'm slapping them. That's not true. In my mind, I'm pinning them to the floor and gouging their eyes out, screaming in their face, saying, don't touch me! But, for purposes of seeming more normal, I'll say I think about slapping them. Anyway, where were we? Just killed Rando again. Poor old the many deaths of Rando 303. He gets a prime spot in the mining force on every fortress. So, it's a risky job. In real life too, mining is a risky job. So, it's a good chance of him dying. Sydney is Eastern Australia and I'm in Perth, which is West. Is Perth the capital? Or is that Canberra? Or is Canberra in Canada? No, Canberra's definitely in Australia. Or is it one of the other places down in that hemisphere? I don't know. Let's not try and reveal the depths of my ignorance about the rest of the world, eh? Sounds like you need a hug. I hate it when people say that. People who oh no, the only thing that will make you feel better is a hug. Come on, let's hug it out. Give me a cuddle. It's like, just fuck off. Why do you have to keep fucking touching people? Leave me alone and don't touch me. Why is that good? It's all hugs time. Hugs time. Oh, big cuddles, big cuddles. It's gonna fucking kill you. Anyway, any chance of looking into Star Control 2, Cranium? Yes. So what you're saying is everyone should hunt you down for a hug. No, Canberra is your capital. Yes, I got it right. I knew some stuff. No, definitely not hugs. I fucking hate hugging people. Like, people who hug me don't get to meet up with me again. You don't enter into my friendship group. If JC ever tries to hug me, I mean, first of all, it would be really weird. But secondly, he's not talking to me anymore. Or at least he's not getting a response from me anymore. Same with pretty much everybody. Oh, God, I hate cuddling. I like cuddling Kel. That's great. And my kids, that's fine. I'm just about stretched to my mum and dad. But beyond that, I find it deeply inappropriate. Deeply inappropriate. No hugs. No hugs. Or I consider hugs like a variation on the theme of sexual assault. I don't like yuck. Considering I don't overly like handshakes either, so I'm good. No, I'm not a fan of handshakes either. I don't want to have physical contact with other people that I don't know. It doesn't. Why would I? It doesn't make any sense to me. I just. People go, oh, you've got to go and have a massage. That'll make you feel better. No, it won't. Being half naked, if not completely naked, near a stranger who's touching my fucking back. How does that sound even comfortable, let alone relaxing? Fuck off. Ugh. Anyway, where were we? Might pass wind at the same time. Jesus Christ, don't hug me and pass wind. I've experienced your foul gateway to hell rectum before. At a distance, it's bad enough. No hug, a good attitude these days. In my opinion, it is a good attitude all the time. All the time. I wish that was spoken like a true Brit, Osmosis Jones. That's spoken like a British stereotype, but it is not the actual case. There are a lot of fucking huggers in this country, and frankly, I don't like it. Don't like it. It is going to be a strange assortment of topics for the YouTubers. Then again, when you say YouTubers, I think you're being a bit you're exaggerating a bit, pluralising it. It's Johnny 5. It's Johnny 5 and JC Experience if he catches up and bothers watching one he's already seen. And that's about the size. Oh no, Rando watches online, but on YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see. No, well, to be honest, there's not much I like about being English anyway at the moment. It's a bit, embarrassing and sad. And, fucking hell. What a country. An arboreal source of vaginas, if you will. Right, sorry, I was completely ignoring the game, wasn't I? It doesn't look like they've actually used any more adamantine, which is very disappointing. Maybe I need to enable more strand extractors? Then again, do I want too many? I think if we focus on a few, get them trained up, that'll be great. If we go over to Dwarf Therapist, this will be... Curly Fries has watched a few. Well, maybe the YouTube channel will grow a bit. Although I feel that to get any true... Yeah, that was the right one, Scoundrel. Well done. Fuckwit. Oh, what was that? Oh, Curly Fries subbed. Thank you very much. 22 minutes ago, which I completely missed the notification for. Good job I switched scenes then, isn't it? Thank you very much, Curly Fries. Much appreciated. I mean, I was saying maybe the YouTube channel will grow, but I feel like I need to do a lot for YouTube growth, right? I think nearly all of my stuff is Twitch-centric, right? YouTube's going to require some editing and stuff like that. And I am going to do the Dwarf Fortress musical instruments videos, but to be fair, I think the way things are going, and if you look at the things, like if you want to grow anywhere, you want to grow on Twitch, because you might make some money on Twitch, whereas on YouTube, you ain't making any money till you have grown a fuckload. And it seems like a lot of heavy investment when there's lower hanging fruit, right? A lot of time put into something when you could just be doing a similar, if not less, work elsewhere and getting more benefit from it. I know maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems that way. What was I doing? Shit, got distracted. Oh, that was it. And Dwarf Therapist, looking to disable all of the other skills on my strand extractors. So here we go. Oh, of course, anyone new in chat, I don't see any new names, but anyone who's new in chat and would like a dwarf named after them, now's a good time to suggest it. We, of course, have Orchimedes, a Rain Dog 2, Adusir, Beardster, Bergendurf, Bowenblatt, Buttermut Squash, Katzan, Curly Fries, Dragonman B, Druid's Mead, Ariane, Elof Heater, Fuzzy Logic 0, that's in a funny colour, I can't read it, Fwifo of Spath, of course, how would I forget that name, Garnbergian, Guy Incognito, Ikatarak, JC Experience, Claycree, Corlinga, Mr. Bazooka, NATO Christian, Nunchaku Chaku, Ocelot, Plutonium Jesus, Rando 303, Sanctum Spiritstone, Shazoo, Tidy, and Weirus. You guys don't need dwarves, but anybody else, feel free to request while I'm doing this little bit of housekeeping. So, strand extractors. Only one named strand extractor who happens to also be our mayor, which is inconvenient. We'll allow it. We'll allow them to continue their strand extraction odyssey. However, everybody else down here in this little tranche of dwarves, I'm not even sure tranche is the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. It's not normal for me to be very lackadaisical and slapdash about the use of language, he says, lying a little bit. but I'm going to do it today. Hell, fuck, I might even put some apostrophes in the wrong place and misspell there. Yeah, baby, let's just go crazy. I'm not going to do any of those things. At the best of time, it will cause an eyebrow twitch. At the worst of times, it will cause me to have to delete a very lengthy, semi-apologetic response to somebody on Reddit that doesn't know me and doesn't need me to tell them that they've done it wrong. There we go. Let's commit those changes. No longer got anyone doing anything but strand extraction, if that is on their list of jobs. Let's have a little look down here. Is there room for me getting a nickname? Of course there is, Cranium Brood. There's plenty of room. In fact, so much room that if you respond quickly, you might be able to choose what sort of dwarf you get. There are 32 nicknamed dwarves in the fortress, and a rather healthy 132 unnamed dwarfs in the fortress. So if I sort by profession here, we have children galore. We even have a single vulnerable baby, if you are so inclined. That sounds wrong. We've got paper makers. What's this guy do? He's a gelder. You can have a gelder if you want, actual professional gelder. I was going to say he's nuts, but that would be a bad joke because his job is specifically the removal of nuts. So he's not nuts. In fact, if anything, he's a lifesaver for those with nut allergies. Sorry, terrible joke. Let's keep going down. We've got surgeons, we've got suturers, we've got bone doctors. A lot of medical staff in the fortress. A lot of medical people. Probably because we have the only hospital in the world at the moment. Which is, a not insignificant advantage if you're seeking a medical career. Let's keep going up here. If for your type of content and the swearing and everything, I'm not overly sure YouTube would even be worth the effort. That's a good fucking point. That's a good fucking point. They only like sort of anodyne, corporation friendly. At least they don't kick people off for swearing, although that might happen down the line. JC Experience says, I've been lobbying him to do a single episode summarising the fort. You want me to do like a history of, not like an overview, but more of a run through of the historical events of the fortress, which is not off the table. It's not off the cards, but it's going to be a bit of investment in time. So we'll see what happens there. Sorry, Cranium, did you say anything else? I want the best fish cleaner. Well, that's entirely possible. Here we go, fish cleaner. Sort by fish cleaning prowess. And our best fish cleaner is the only fish cleaner. Wow, who is also a Grandmaster Armorsmith. So I don't think you're going to do much fish cleaning, but we'll do it anyway. We'll give you that one. Kranium, that's right, isn't it? Yes, and then BRUD. Bosh, you are in the ranks of the dwarves. Lovely. Osmosis Jones says there's always room in the meat grinder. Fort, that's right, it is a kind of a meat grinder in a sort of sense. Curly Fry says, in my experience with these forts, being a baby typically means you'll never grow up. That's true. You will remain forever young, if forever means about a year, if that. Corp friendly, what is this Drek? Good point, that's what I've been thinking. I mean, some stuff does well on YouTube that isn't particularly, advertiser friendly. But then I think that got big prior to the whole, gotta keep the advertisers happy thing, which seems insane to me. There have got to be products that are willing to advertise on more adult content. There have to be. I mean, fucking, like, condoms. That's an adult product that would want to advertise not to children specifically. It just seems very sort of... I don't understand why they can't just go, oh yeah, just put different types of adverts on different types of content. I mean, you've got the material, you've got the fucking tools there to do like very, very targeted advertising, yet somehow there's no products that are interested in advertising on people's content who swear. Just fucking insane. Bonkers. Maybe even idiotic, I would go as far to say. Yeah, story mode of the fort. I'll give it a go at some point. Because YouTube have no idea and or want to properly block adult content from children. I mean, sure, but I do think that maybe the genie is out of the bottle there. I mean, they are shutting the door after the horses have all been turned into glue. Right? It just doesn't seem sensible. Doesn't seem like it's going to work. Anyway, we've got a new nicknamey in the fortress. We've turned off all of the extraneous jobs for our strand extractors. Let's go back to the fortress. There we go. Exactly, Osmosis Jones. I agree. Exactly. I don't think it helps that they spent ages going, oh, yeah, we're the most watched thing by children ever. Yeah, there's nothing but children as far as the eyes can see. It's just kids. That's what YouTube is. Stupid videos designed to attract the attention of toddlers. Woo! Market to toddlers. When was that ever an effective marketing strategy? Anyway, sure, you can do some sort of like deep level brand imprinting on young children like that, but they ain't buying anything. Not for a good few years. That's a big old lost leader for quite some time, right? I mean, at least, advertise where where adults are gonna watch, right? I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Marketing is a weird thing to me. I find a lot of it to be very distasteful and just strange. Like, the way people think in that field just seems repellent to me. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Apparently, there's going to be a thing where you have to classify the videos child-friendly or not yourself, and if they deem you wrong, you get a massive fine. Yeah, no, I've when I upload my videos, it's like they've taken away the ability to bulk upload now. And you have to do them, we don't have to do them one at a time. You can go through the old uploader, but they like say you've got to say, is this child-friendly content? And I'm sitting here going, I've said cunt 5 times in this video. Of course, it's not fucking child-friendly. What are you talking about? None of my content is child-friendly. My channel is entirely child-unfriendly. But hey, I mean, I don't let my own children watch my content. I mean, what? I don't make any sense. Never mind. So, how's the adamantine strand extraction going? Very slowly by the look of things. And it doesn't look like any of our strand extractors are actually doing any strand extracting. They all seem very keen to do fuck all. I'm just going to do another little check again. I'm sorting by strand extractors. I'm looking at them. What are the current jobs they're doing? I'm in Dwarf Therapist, by the way. Number 1 is drinking. Number 2 is sleeping. Number 3 is currently watching a metal crafting demonstration. Number 4 is currently resting. Number 5 and 6 both watching... one of them's watching a metal crafting demonstration, but the other, Bim, is leading an unknown demonstration. Question mark? I bet that's the metal one, though, because he's a metalsmith. Kind of makes sense. Who else have we got? This guy's having a drink. This guy's listening to a story. This guy's currently got no job. Oh, but he's not actually one of our strand extracts, so that's fine. He's allowed not to do anything at the moment. He's a level 10 fish dissector, level 1 gem setter. You know what? I don't think you're doing either of those jobs, are you? They're not that important. Right, have we got strand extractors coming, or... Oh. So, only one workshop is doing that right now. Is it in my manager's orders? Apparently not. Okay, this could be the problem. QEXTRACT. Metal strands. Boom. Perpetual order. Bosh. And we'll put it 1 level up above the adamantine wafers in priority. There we go. And then fingers crossed that will actually result in some people doing the task. Let's give it a few seconds. Let the frame rate settle. And then we'll check to see if the manager's popped any of those orders in the right place. Let's actually check we've got a manager first. We have. Good old Plutonium Jesus still just about holding it together. Just about. No orders in there. No. Why no orders being put through? That's the thing. Just start every VOD with a bunch of swearing and you're good. Oh, I see. Does Big Bird in Sesame Street say cunt in Australia, Osmosis Jones? I wonder. Why do cunts suddenly appear every time you are near? I don't know if that will work. That's a very strange mashup of concepts. The Carpenters, Big Bird, and cunts. There we go. This one's definitely not child-friendly. Maybe it's a dwarf rights demonstration. Possibly that's what's pulling them away from strand extraction, but if it is, I don't think they need to. These dwarves are fairly well looked after. They've got their rights pretty much taken care of, right? At least that's what I tell everybody. That's what we show our 2 to 3 year olds to get them acclimated. To be honest, I mean, generally the first thing anyone sees is a cunt, right? I mean, presumably. Maybe, probably not actually. Maybe a lot of babies keep their eyes closed on the way out just because, you know, it's a stressful situation. You're coming out into bright lights. It's, yeah. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting thing to find out. Only to me. To nobody else would it be interesting. But to me, it'd be interesting to find out how many babies actually see the fanny as they come out. To any Americans, colloquially in the UK, fanny is a vagina, not an arse. Just to be clear, because I know, you know, fanny packs over here are called bum bags, which doesn't mean homeless person bags. That's a bindle stick. Don't worry, we're getting off topic. Australians don't have sex; they mate. Oh, Okay, intriguing. So it's a good day to mate. Oh God. Joke police are going to be coming around my house soon, putting a bullet in my head and taking me off to a mass grave. Maybe? I don't know. Is that what the joke police do? Seems a bit extreme. But people do have very poor senses of humour, it seems. I've noted there's a lot of people who, they're not happy to just not get a joke. They have to be absolutely incensed that the joke was told, which seems a bit of an overreaction to me. But I'm not one to speak on overreactions, having just said that if someone tries to hug me, I would like to pin them to the ground and gouge their eyes out. So, you know, I hold my hands up and say, don't really pay any attention to what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's what I'm doing? Okay, we're making no sense now. This is crazy. A gaggle of women is a fanny pack. Oh, I didn't know that. We call them bum bags as well, often confused with bags to tell if you're a drop kick or not. A drop kick? Again, that must be an Australian term. I'm not familiar with the drop kick. The only drop kicks I'm familiar with are the American band Dropkick Murphys. Where were we? And of course the martial arts manoeuvre, or the sports manoeuvre, the drop kick. But I'm much more familiar with things out of kung fu movies than I am out of sports, being as I am a great hater of sports. Not a fan. I don't even like esports. I think the whole concept of esports ruins what is fun about games. But hey, that's just one man's opinion. Let's get some more adamantine. They're actually using the shit now, so we may as well send the lads down. Let's get the adamantine digging set to a higher priority, because 4 is just not enough. We'll watch them. I was about to go upstairs and check to see if the refuse stockpiles have been sorted, but before I do that, let's check that this corridor doesn't lead to an adamantine void. Adamantine void. Dear oh dear, I keep pronouncing it wrong. How rude. A term we use for someone who isn't contributing to anything and just living off others. I mean, in a way, isn't that a lot of people who are doing actual jobs? I mean, I know it's not a fully accepted term to everybody, but I'm familiar. Is anyone familiar with David Graeber and his concept of bullshit jobs? Because I've never had a job that I've not considered a bullshit job. Every job I've ever done has been a complete fucking waste of time. There was no point me being there. 10 minutes of training to other people would have completely obviated the need for me to be there. It's really like a fucking soul-destroying position to be in, especially when people are like, oh, we couldn't do this without you, Matt. We need you. Come on, this place would fall apart without you. And I'm like, if this place fell apart without me, then you are all fucking useless and do not deserve the oxygen you are using. Shut up. Oh, God, it makes me so angry. We call them... Surely a ponce. I think you put an extra U in there, JC. A pounce is something a cat does. Woo! Like that, not like that, but you know what I mean. Someone who hasn't ever had a job and just expects others to provide. Oh, blimey. Cuts close to the bone, man. Christ, I hope an interview doesn't come across this diatribe. You know what? Fuck them. At this point, really. I mean, most of the companies I've ever worked for have been essentially people say that the private sector is more efficient than the public sector, when what they mean is specifically the private sector makes more money because they charge more for shit. That's basically the difference. I have never ever worked with people who I've considered competent for the task that was at hand. I mean, and I've worked in fairly major global construction companies, and it's just fucking random luck, you know? I mean, I'm shocked that more people haven't died in building collapses and shit, just for the level of incompetence that I've witnessed in my life. At the moment, curly fries nothing. I'm a bit of a drop kick. The old I used to do document control and stuff like that, information management for engineering firms and construction firms. But if I end up doing that again, I am going to fucking kill myself. I hate it so much. The entire sector is a hot river of shit. It's awful. Hello, Zeldra5. That's when you take a week off and see if it's true or not. Of course it's not true. Of course it's not true. There's... I don't know. If I took a week off at those companies, which I would have done frequently, nothing happened. Because it basically boils down to they can't operate a computer and just refuse to learn some basic skills. That's it. And then because I could do those things, it was like, we'd fall apart without you. No, you need a 3 or 4 minute watch of a YouTube video explaining how this is done, and then you don't need me anymore. It's insane. Insane. I liked the Sunday stream with Woz. That was lovely and wholesome. Well, I mean, it is an unusual turn of events for this channel to provide wholesome content, I must admit. But there will be some more of that, a little bit more, but not too much, because, you know, people might start saying this was a family-friendly channel, and children might start watching, which is unacceptable. Unacceptable. The main reason I don't play any Minecraft, to be honest. Main reason. Curly Fries is a forklift driver / crane operator. An actual job. An actual job that is needed. That's the thing. That's the thing. Where I've worked in an office, I've worked with a lot of people who basically do fucking nothing that couldn't be automated away with a negligible amount of effort. You know, it's it's criminal what people get away with. Really fucking shameful. Even especially high level people, you know, people who are getting paid absolute fortunes, they're fucking useless. Like the amount of times someone said, could you do that thing where you do the takeoffs? And like literally I'm sitting there going, we can make an Excel spreadsheet that means you never have to sit down and figure out how many bricks are going to be in this wall again. You just go, here's the dimensions of the wall, here's how many bricks we need, here's how many extra we'll order just in case to account for breakage. You don't ever need to do that fucking job again. But every time they sit down and go, I'm going to do it by hand. It's like, Jesus fucking wept. What are you people doing here? This entire job could have been completed months ago. Like, or at least all of the back-end work could have been completed months ago, and we could have started focusing on having people on site, checking that everything gets done in the right order. But no. Oh, God. I'm getting angry now, just remembering the frustration. It's so painful, you know? Like, basic maths, you know, anything that is maths doesn't need to be done every time. If you can figure out the rules of how it's done, you can repeat it. You can do it with a machine. It doesn't need anybody to fucking... Sorry. Calm down. Calm down. You're not in that office anymore. You're not there anymore. Yeah, no, it's an awful environment, Curly Fries. It is truly awful. It's not something that human beings should do. Good lord. As I remember our Minecraft game fondly, I used to go on the server when Scoundrel wasn't playing and blow up his base. You get thinking the server was glitching. Yeah, no, I kind of knew it was you doing that, but I wasn't going to start... I wasn't going to admit I knew, just because... fuck off. Because I knew it would make things worse. This is why I'm sort of regretting inviting you to play Barotrauma as well. But we'll be there. We'll be alright. Everything will be fine. Everything will work out fine. It can't hurt me anymore. No, it can't. It can't. And won't. I won't allow it. It's never happening again. Ah, dear. I know it will, though. I'm going to end up in an office at some point soon. I can feel it coming down the line. After this plague has taken out loads and loads of people in offices, they're going to be like, we need you back to do all the basic computer shit that, you know, for some reason the IT people won't set up automated processes for. And the amount of money they'll flagrantly just piss away on pointless shit. And I used to one of the benefits of working in some of these companies is every time they close down like a temporary office, they're going to just put a shitload of perfectly decent office equipment in skips. I got a load of these USB extension cables, I've got Ethernet cables, fucking projectors, all sorts of shit I've got from offices like that, but they were going to chuck in a skip because fuck knows why. Unbelievable amounts of money just pissed away, and they're like, oh no, we're just going to write it off as part of the project expenses. Oh, so we could have, like, you know, made this project a shitload less expensive, but that is not what you care about, is it? Really? No, you don't. Oh god. Ugh. So fucking wasteful. And then you have to sit through a fucking huge lecture about how much paper's being used in the printers. Oh, of course, it's the printer paper that's causing all of the losses. It couldn't possibly be the fact that you're willing to spend 20 grand on a fucking television that is only going to be used for playing bloody 24-hour news in the background of the office for 6 months until the office gets shut down, then we get rid of the TV. Oh, of course, it has to be an ultra-high-def TV in year 2000. Oh, God. So angry. Have you considered a career in DevOps or tool development? If you love automation, you'll love that. Maybe, but I'm not. I mean, I find it very difficult to learn the abstract elements of programming. Every time I've started doing it, it's been a painful experience. Whereas if you've given like a fairly straightforward mathematical like procedure, like a takeoff for brickwork, or, you know, figuring out how much area of a material you'll need, you know, I mean, I can knock that up in like Excel pretty straightforwardly. Doesn't require anything exotic or, you know, substantial. But, you know, it's that's going sort of. I'm exaggerating here a bit, but that's kind of like going from saying we need to clean this worktop to blasting it with a fucking flamethrower to sterilise it permanently. You know, that's kind of the level of movement up the ranks there is in that idea. To be fair, Curly Fries, it's not your fault. This has been simmering for a long time. And frankly, it's a surprise that it hasn't come out at this any previous juncture, because man, I got a lot of rage about this shit. I got a lot of disappointment with the modern world. A very lot. From government to private enterprise, it's a shocking shit show, especially in the UK. I mean, fuck me, we are beset with slack-jawed fuckwits at every level, at every turn. I mean, there is an unending supply of the fuckers. I mean, I previously had a fairly rosy view of humanity, and now, I mean, fuck, no. Go away, leave me alone. Not you guys, obviously, but most of them. It's alright, I've got it off my chest now. It's all good. It's all good. Calm down. Hello, Tidy. Just as everything's calming down. If large amounts of rage is something you have, then Australia is perfect for you. Really? I mean, yeah, I get the. I don't think the weather would suit me very well. I'm a cold weather kind of guy. I really need. I don't deal with the heat well at all. But it's all good. It's all good. Where were we? Let's just try and calm down, Scout. Just relax. Just breathe. Attempt to breathe. There we go. It's all good. There we go. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Relax. Yeah. So what should we talk about? What's the topic of this stream going to be? What's the discussion going to be about? How are we going to divert me from the stressful and unpleasant world of how like people choose to do things in the modern era when they shouldn't really do them that way? What are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? What are we going to discuss here? Is there going to be some stuff? How long have I been on? 1 hour and 12 minutes. Recording for 54 minutes. Oh god, I recorded all of that. Oh well, never mind. Doesn't matter. What's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that can happen? No one will ever employ me to work in an office again. Oh boy, the fucking tragedy. Ugh. Where were we? Let's look for more adamantine, shall we? That was fun. That was fun. Certainly wasn't stressful. Certainly won't have lost me any viewers. I'm guaranteeing my viewer count has dipped. Let's have a little look, shall we? Let's have a cheeky little peek, a little gaze at the numbers. This is WhatsApp. That's not going to tell me anything about how many people are watching. 24 viewers. Okay, the numbers went up. Apparently people enjoy seeing a man have a borderline mental breakdown on Twitch. Fair enough. If that's what you want. I'm afraid that's it. They're not getting any more of it. We've gone to the full extent of that now. Let's put a refuse stockpile in. PR. There we go. Lovely, lovely refuse. We'll start it here. Go down there. Bonk. Badonk donk. There we go. Put another one in here because apparently I can't do the full size for some reason. And then we'll do a corpse stockpile, which is Y. Yeah, it's Y. Good. And then we'll pop that in here, even though we pretty much got corpse stockpile space covered. But it'd be good. It'd be good to have an extra bit of space in there. Right, back down to the adamantine caverns to see what we can see. So this is the one to dig out. Let's dig across here and see what we find and how quickly we find it. That'll be nice. Don't worry, Druids Mead, it's not that exciting. It's not that exciting. It's just me bemoaning the modern corporate capitalist setup, essentially. So I mean, that kind of diatribe's 10 a penny online, right? Plenty of other places you'll see it expressed more eloquently and less rantingly, I think. It's good. It's good. It'd be better that way, I think. Probably best to... maybe people should go and watch Cupo. Maybe I've made a mistake streaming today. Maybe just being in a bit of a weird mood has caused serious flaws in my streaming. Look at this. Getting straight to the adamantine, though. It's nice. Adamantine. I've got to remember. It's pronounced adamantine. We checked it on Google and everything. There we go. Keep digging. Keep digging, my dwarves. Get in there. Do some diggerinos. Lovely. Let's dig out this a bit more so we've got some space. There we go. That'll give us a little bit more room. And allow more miners to work on the face. It'll be good. It'll be good. That's true, Curly Fries. You did also incur a little bit of that as well. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Is there any more obvious a sign of things not being good or fine than someone saying, it's all good, it's fine, it's fine, it's all good? That's just like the biggest red flag warning for things being less than fine, isn't it? Nobody says that when things are fine. Or do they? Maybe some people do. Maybe some people just say that shit all the time. Maybe people who are happy say, I'm happy, I'm totally happy. Then again, I've never heard anyone who's happy say that, so that's good. Let's keep digging. By the way, I am happy, I have to say. If there's one thing that I am now that I'm not working in offices anymore, it's happy. I'm very happy. I just easily enraged, that's all. And also bear in mind, about a month and a half ago I quit smoking after 18 years of smoking, so maybe I am on a little bit more of a hair trigger than I should be. Just a smidge, just a teensy weensy bit. Just a little bit aggro. And by a little bit I mean quite easily triggered. It's right up there with "we are not a cult." That's true. That's true. It is one of those phrases that basically means the precise opposite. It's not as bad as all that. What's the worst that could happen? That's true. That is something I say a lot. But then again, I do say that with the actual intent of it's not that bad. You know? I've never said it's not that bad when it's actually bad. Have I? I don't know. I have to ask my family about that. Maybe I have. Ooh. I just remembered the cookie dough ice cream I spent the last of my Twitch money on. That's actually quite exciting. Although I may need to get downstairs fairly quickly at dinner time to avoid it being given all to the children. Need to get myself a little bit of that. I was going to say, that's about right for 1 month on the Sig Wagon. Get some booze. I actually do have some booze, but it's a little bit early in the day for having a drink. It's 10 to 4 in the afternoon, and I feel like I should probably hold off till at least sort of like 8, 9 p.m. You know, maybe I'll have a little drink during the evening stream, but not too much. Not too much. There we go. I should also mention as well, just prior to quitting smoking, due to unconnected like health worries, I was also diagnosed as an adult with autism. So, you know, maybe there are some unusual elements in play in my current mood. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's normal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not quite neurotypical. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Last time I said, what's the worst that can happen? I watched a man drop a full container of acid off a truck. Ooh, blimey. That sounds like it could have been a little bit of a danger moment. Like, when you say acid, I presume you don't mean lysergic acid. You don't mean like hallucinogenic acid. You mean like hydrochloric acid or something like that? Industrial acid? Some kind of what's it? Is it extra ions? Is it acid that has extra ions? Is that how? What? I can't remember now. Acids and bases. One has extra ions and one has less or fewer ions, right? I don't know. I don't really remember my chemistry much. It was a while ago. Hydrofluoric acid. Oh, that's a very acidy acid. That's an incredibly dissolvey one. Never too early to drink in Australia. I suppose if I go by Australian times, no, it's not too early to drink, actually. It's probably not. It's all right. I'm paid to move it, not study it. Well, that's a good attitude, I suppose. Kind of, if you did spend all your time sort of going, now what are we moving today? And reading about it, things wouldn't get shifted, would they? They wouldn't get shifted. They'd be sitting where they are, doing nothing. Doing nothing. Boom, 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 boom. This is not the best deposit of adamantine I've seen, although this looks promising. Anytime there's like a little gap between two bits like this, there's a high chance that one of them will be like a big dangly bit, and you'll be able to dig it out. Those can go. That's good. If you're in Australia right now, you'd be crucified for not being hammered at 3 a.m. But surely, Curly Fries, in order to get crucified, I would have to be hammered. Oh, wow. What a joke. Man, I'm on form, he said, not particularly making fantastic jokes. You can bathe in concentrated hydrochloric acid, but hydrofluoric will go straight through your skin and dissolve your bones. Sulfuric is the really nasty common one. That's also the one that kind of forms in low concentration in rain, isn't it? It's one of the common forms of acid rain, or at least that's what I learned in my childhood in the 80s. Yeah, don't repeat that joke, or at least don't say where you heard it, because the joke police really will turn up and I will end up being put in that hypothetical mass grave that we talked about. I remember one of the most dangerous things I've ever worked with. I used to work for a company called GlaxoSmithKline at one of their manufacturing plants doing stock takes and stuff like that. And we had something called sodium azide, which was essentially they had like a barrel or a canister about yay big to be loaded into a machine. And in basically most of the canister was just like packaging to keep air away from it, because the stuff exploded on contact with air. A little tiny blob of it, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be the propellant agent that makes an airbag go and blow up at that time, because it gets in contact with the moisture in the air and literally explodes. But anyway, these canisters had like a tiny little like a small jam jar's worth of sodium azide inside the thing, and the rest of it was all sealed up in these big red containers. And I used to have to count how many we had, and all the buildings we stored it in had to have these special breakaway roofs, and so that if everything exploded, it all just went boom up into the air instead of blowing the walls outwards. It was quite an interesting job, that one, actually. That was one of the few times where I felt like I was, doing something, productive. Making sure that we hadn't got too much incredibly explosive shit in one place. That was good. Random fact, the flavouring for your 2-minute noodles and stuff is considered a dangerous good on its own in Australia. Really? Oh. What is it? What is the flavouring? Like the little sachets of chicken flavour? Chicken dust? I'm assuming it's just, boiled up and dried chicken. That's my guess. MSG, monosodium glutamate. Umami. Right, it looks like our miners have gone away for a bit. Let's go up to the surface and have a little look and see how much of our stockpile has been used. Looks like we should have plenty of wafers now. This is good. Let's go to the bars. Iron bars, zinc bars, yes, bronze bars, steel bars. Wait, no more copper bars. Incredible, but we do have 54 adamantine wafers. So I am going to put a copper smelting order in through the manager. JMQ smelt. Oh no, not smelu. Smelt copper ore. Is that what it? Native copper ore. There we go. Bosh. And we'll just keep that going so we can get rid of some of this ore and maybe bring some of the freaking other ores we have. Oh, we don't have any other ores, do we? It's literally just copper or sphalerite. That's about the size as it goes. It's not great. Neither is the aspartame used as a sweetener. No, they're not great for you. I've handled and moved radioactive materials and full pallets of dynamite and stuff, which was interesting. Very interesting. Dynamite. Ooh, unusual material to be handling in large quantities. Hello, Authority. We're talking about the manipulation and storage of dangerous materials at the moment. I don't quite know how we got there, but that's where we are at the moment. So welcome to the stream. Hopefully that will be of interest to you. We shall see. We shall see. Any powders are dangerous just by the fact that they can cause explosions. Anything that can get into the air and get into a distributed enough matrix with the air will cause an explosion. That's why flour mills and all that kind of stuff are so heavy on the old fire safety stuff. All it takes is a little spark and powder suspended in the air will explode. Look up custard powder bomb on YouTube. I mean, again, I don't know, maybe Googling the word bomb is not an ideal way to spend your free time, but it's an option. It's an option. You can do that if you want. I'm not going to stop you. Government might, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to even try. I don't think I've ever been in a more eclectic stream, to be honest. Well, that's probably a good thing, right? Probably a compliment. We need to smooth this room off, don't we? I keep forgetting about this little blacksmith's room. Let's get our smoothers in. There you go. Get it nice and smooth. Looks like people are picking up backpacks. That's good. Hopefully that'll be good for hauling stuff and people won't keep leaving shit on the floor. What do backpacks do in Dwarf Fortress exactly? What is their purpose? Oh, more migrants have arrived. Very interesting. Let's let them in. Go to the main gate and watch them arrive, and we'll also go over to Dwarf Therapist to have a little look at them. Anything interesting? If I sort by migration wave, there we go, and if we scroll down to the bottom here, the last migration wave had 8 dwarves. If we read, our previous population was 139 adults, 24 children, and 1 vulnerable baby. Let's refresh. We now have 148 adults, 23 children, and still just 1 vulnerable baby. And our new migration wave was 8 strong, with absolutely no interesting generic skills. Let's have a look at their military prowess. How good are they? One of them has 1 point in axe dwarfing. Yeah, but his stats are not much to write home about. 15 strength and 4 agility. Toughness, endurance and recuperation, very high, but the rest, garbage. I mean, 4 agility. I mean, do you really want someone with 4 agility wielding an axe in your squadron? I feel like, if anything, you're better off sending him to work for the enemy. We've got a very important job for you, sir. We're going to give you this axe. It's incredibly sharp. Please do not pull it out of its holster until you are working for the enemy, at which point attempt to kill as many of our troops as possible. It's going to make sense when you're finally there. And then, he pulls out the axe and goes, oh, well, they told me to do this. And so he starts swinging and accidentally lopping off the goblin next to him's head. Seems good. I think I've read a story. Like, it was either Arthur C. Clarke or someone like that. One of those famous sci-fi authors wrote a story about a man who was the unluckiest man in the world and was, or in the universe rather, and was sent as an operative to go and work for the enemy. Who wrote that? It could have been Philip K. Dick or Arthur C. Clarke or one of them. If anybody knows, do let me know. Right, let's go back to the fortress, shall we? Now we've checked out our new tedious little migrant wave. Let's see how they're doing with the adamantine. In fact, no, let's look at our military lads and see how the equipment goes for the Chasms of Gilding. We've also got the Carnal Gates now, I remember. So maybe if we go to the Chasms of Gilding and say equipment, and we can look at who are our special boys. It's a Rain Dog 2 who has adamantine armour with an adamantine helm, metal legwear. Have we made adamantine leggings? I don't think we have we? Or greaves. So I'm going to order up some adamantine leggings and greaves, and hopefully we'll get those knocked out pretty quickly. I think we've already got the 2 male shirts, but we'll see. Add armour. There we go. Adamantine leggings. And we'll add another pair of those. Once those have been made, we'll be able to get our greaves on too. Let's save quickly. We don't want to risk losing everything to a crash. That'll be good. Can I have a dwarf? Says Odd Authority. Sure. No problem. I'll just pop over to Dwarf Therapist in a second and we'll set you up with one. Here we go. Plutonium Jesus says backpacks allow your soldiers to carry food. Very useful. Very useful. Pure oxygen is also considered a dangerous good as well. That's true, but mainly because it's incredibly flammable and explosive. It's like rocket fuel, isn't it? Also, a deep enough depth underwater, at high enough pressure, pure oxygen becomes poisonous and you can't breathe it anymore. I don't know the exact mechanism by which that happens, but that's why they use sort of helium mixes and nitrogen mixes. They make different oxygen mixes for people to work at depth with underwater. And whenever you hear footage of people working at extreme depth diving, you'll always hear them with these really weird squeaky voices because they've got a large amount of helium in helium in what they're breathing. A fascinating fact, I'm sure you'll agree. Plutonium Jesus, already got there, don't worry. Druidsmead says backpacks allow drafted to carry food. There's more information in the same vein. Tidy, also going with that one. Did we ever build that statue to the Great Titan Killer? We did, but it hasn't been placed yet. I will pop that down somewhere. Druidsmead says, I gave my thoughts some temples yesterday. The first dwarf I checked for thoughts about deities was unhappy about being unable to pray to 27 different gods. Maybe I should put up a generic shrine. Tell you what, let's unpause things. Let's go back up to our temple and we'll try placing that statue. Let's place all of our statues around the edge, actually. B, is it S for a statue? It sure is. Actually, this bit over here can be a statue garden. Why not? What? Uzoltan. Interesting. Let's take a little look at Uzoltan. 11 grand? A Gabbro statue of goblins? Oily tick. Oh, no, we've seen this one. We've seen this one. Let's... that could probably do with being a little bit more central, couldn't it? Sorry. We'll just make a big row of statues all round the edge here. There we go. Bosh. Have we got any more? See, that obsidian statue is almost certainly the one we ordered up. Mebs of Misty Mountains? No. This is not it. Or is it? It's not, no. Okay, we'll pop that one in anyway. Let's go and look at another statue. What have we got here? There must be another one. It's one of these obsidian statues then. Let's look at this one. Is this the one? Is this it? The Raunch of Callisis. This is the one. This is the one we made. That can go there. Brilliant. And the rest of them can all just go in a line. Why not? Okay, nice little statue garden for people to, or a sculpture garden rather, for people to admire. I'm going to put a load down here as well. Why not? And then we'll put some over here in this corner. There. Oh, we run out of statues. That's fine. That's fine. We can live with that. And let's go over to Dwarf Therapist to give Authority their named dwarf. I'm going to sort by has nickname so we don't accidentally overwrite someone's name. There we go, has nickname. Let's minimise the nicknamees, all 33 of them. And then I'll do a little bit of random selection using a little bit of careful mouse wheel caressing. There we go. And Iton is now Authority. Authority. There we go. Brilliant. Commit. There we go. There we go. Lovely. These musical instruments could probably be placed now, couldn't they? Let's put some musical instruments down. B. What's a musical instrument these days? Instrument. There we go. Capital I. Makes sense. Let's place one here. Why not? There we go. Capital I again. Over here. Lovely. Another instrument down here. Bosh. Wonderful. And another one here. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is going to look horrible. Just randomly placed shit all over the way. There we go. Lovely. That should be all our musical instruments. The temple should be awash with beautiful noises. Holy shit, that statue was just sitting there. Is the temple still in place? Yeah, the temple's still in place. The Chapel of Flickering is fine. Also, we need to deconstruct some of these floor segments, don't we? I think we should, because the plan is to... oh, hello. Thank you very much. Who said that? Tidy. Very well done. Thank you very much. Let's have a look down here. The unluckiest man in the world would work against both sides. That's true, Authority. That's true now that I think about it. Unless you could convince them that your side was the wrong side and then get them to like truly believe and work against you. That's what you'd want to do. Plutonium Jesus says, I don't think you can wear both leggings and greaves. Well, that's a bit awkward. Curly Fries says, I actually do find that incredibly interesting. Actually, aha. And I've forgotten what I said that was interesting, so oh well. R.I.P. Good job, Jack. Oh, is that what that statue was about? I saw his name popping up. I didn't realise he'd popped his clogs. Is he in the list? He's not in the list. Oh dear, he's dead. Right, where were we? I found when you create a new location, it shows how many worship each god, so I made temples to the 4 most popular. That's true. I'm going to make a generic temple, though, just to give every people stuff to do. Any plans on experimenting with minecarts, says JC Experience? No solid plans, but sort of dreams, sort of intentions. Nothing too solid. Hello, Salad 123456. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Am I allowed to ask questions about how to play Dwarf Fortress, or will I get ask as many questions as you like? It probably won't be me answering them. More knowledgeable people are in chat right now, so those people will help you out. Don't worry about spoilers. Don't worry about backseat driving, whatever. Just say what you want. It's fine. As long as you're not being a dick, it'll be absolutely fine. Plutonium Jesus says, you want to make greaves rather than leggings. Greaves offer more protection. Oh, it's too late now. They'll have already made the leggings, but we'll do something. Well, maybe we can melt them down. We'll see. The poop command is like a notification if I leave you guys in Dwarf Therapist, or occasionally we use it if people think I haven't saved in a long time and we might have a crash. It's generally if there's an urgent issue that needs attending to, so I need to look at chat or something, you do a poop. And then it makes it go ding, and I go, oh, and I look over, and it's all good, generally speaking. So Salad says, oh, hello. What happened there? We popped over here for some reason. Why are we suddenly looking at this? I will go back to chat in a moment. Huh. No obvious reason. Why have we paused here? What's the deal? Has somebody got a mood? I don't see any of the dwarves on the screen mooding at me. Anyone mooding? this guy has gone berserk, but it doesn't normally pause when it gets berserk, does it? Unfortunately, he appears to have gone berserk just around the corner from the training military, so we could send them round to kill him, but we'll see. But I didn't need to send him anywhere. He attacked people on their way to combat drill, so maybe they don't need to go anymore. Maybe they can just, you know, take that as a bit of live fire training, so to speak. That's right. Clean up the blood before you remove the corpse. That makes sense. That's what I would do. I'd just leave the stinking, bloated corpse in the corridor while, you know, wiping up all the blood and ooze that's come out of it. That seems very sensible. Well done. Well done, dwarves. Congratulations. Excellent work. Idiots. Sorry, where were we? Okay, so this is my 15th or 1.5th time. I think that's 1.5th, but we'll see. Playing Dwarf Fortress. I tried before, but after the setup I was drained, so I didn't give time for the crazy to come. But I want to know where to find the details and story of what's going on in my fortress, or do I have to learn how to interpret what's going on? I mean, interpreting generally the more straightforward way, but there is Legends mode, which allows you to sort of dig into the background fluff of what's happened in your world. I don't think you can look at it with an active thought, although I could be wrong. Authority says it doesn't matter who is good or bad, the unluckiest man in the world will bring low everybody. Well, I feel like it depends on how you interpret luck, because I feel like luck would be for things going their way, as opposed to, you know, just in general, you know, bad things happening to everyone around them. Because some people, you know, like, you know, an arsehole gets bad luck. Good things might happen to people around them, which upsets them. Maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. Hello, Ocelot. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. It's to remind him to change screen or quick save. Yes, there you go. There we go. I can't be a dick. I'm a salad, the scoundrel M. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could have a dick salad, right? That's not impossible. I'm sure there's such a thing is possible. Surely they can wear non-rigid chain leggings under a rigid plate greaves, same as a male shirt. It's because both greaves and leggings are considered shaped. Same reason you can't wear a breastplate over leather armour. Okay. Back with the satiation and coffee. Oh, that's good, Osmosis. Nice and full of caffeine as well. That's good. Leggings are leather or chain. Okay. Come back to a dick salad. That's right. Isn't that a euphemism for pubes? Dick salad, or am I inventing euphemisms now? Not sure. Right. Okay. Where were we? Let's go down to the adamantine section again and order up those greaves. A little pair of jimmies. Where are they? Here we go. Here's the workshop that pumps out the good stuff. Add armour, adamantine, greaves, add a greaves. There we go. We just got a spare pair of leggings that we can't really use, so never mind. Oh, Plutonium Jesus the manager is stumbling around obliviously. Of course they are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be fucking miserable? They are the manager after all, and it seems that is a cursed position. A position that just drives people utterly bonkers. Let's take a look. He's got all of his requirements met. So let's zoom to him. Can we zoom to him? No, we can't. Let's do it this way. Citizens. Z, go to unit, but first we need to search for them, which is Q. Of course Q is search. Why would it be any other letter? Plutonium Jesus. There we go. Z, where are you? Here we are. Now, can we make his life any better? What's wrong with him? Why is he upset? Let's look at his preferences. That's not his preferences, is it? Is it what? He's in the oily boys? Why is he in the... He shouldn't be in the military. No, hang on. I don't know. I think I've misinterpreted what I'm seeing there. I'm going to sort by nothing. No, I'm going to sort by squad in Dwarf Therapist. I'll leave you guys to watch this rather boring selection of bedroom space. I'm just going to check he's not in any of the military groups. No, he's not. Let's have a look and see what he likes. See what his moods are all about. Where is he? LMNOPQR. There he is, Plutonium Jesus. Utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is their tragic life. Well, the first thing it says, within the last week, he felt euphoric due to inebriation. Annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup or mug. Why is that? We should have plenty of those around. We've ordered tons and tons of goblets. Maybe I should order some more up. Unable to wander, unable to pray, away from family, away from friends. Okay, maybe we just need to make him do less work somehow. Although, I mean, sure. Okay. Don't really know what we could do to cheer him up, to be honest. Seems a bit difficult. Who we got? Looks like chat's getting a little bit more excited. Just rolling up a bit higher. Hang on. Come on, chat. For some reason... Oh, here we go. I can scroll up now. Dick salad is a thing. Google it, says Odd Dorothy. Why is that dwarf leaving green squares, says JC Experience. That is vomit. When they get exposed to the sun after being underground for too long and becoming cave adapted, dwarves vomit. And if you want to see a lot of vomit, let's go to the outside. This is not grass. Let's do a quick click. Sandy clay loam, a pile of vomit. 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 This is an absolutely spectacular swathe of vomit outside. It's disgusting, I know, but that's just the way things are around here. I mean, somebody will clean it up if it's inside the fortress or on this road here, I believe. But generally speaking, outdoors, just to get into the fortress is a horrible, stinking experience. Never come here without good boots. Good, high boots. Let's have a quick look down here. Too much armour is bad. It stops dodging. My dwarfs are currently wearing iron mail over leather. Dick salad is a thing. Google it. I'm not going to do that right now, but I might look it up. I mean, it could be someone's name, couldn't it? Richard Salad. I intend to add a plate on top of that, says Druid's Mead. So Druid's Mead is layering the armour pretty aggressively. Curly Fries says, I'm 20 and over never ever heard that term before. And presumably we're talking Dick Salad here. Salad says, I just want to know what's going on in my fortress because I see all these big stories with all these small details and wonder, wait, how did they know the dwarves were doing that? I think generally speaking, you sort of pick it up as you play more and more, you sort of start to see the matrix, so to speak. You know, you play for a bit and you kind of get the idea of what dwarves are doing when you see them. And you can also do engravings. If you let the dwarves do engravings on the walls, you can look at those to have a few ideas about what's happened in the fortress. But generally speaking, I think it's no. I'm being encouraged to do like a history of a fort kind of thing. So go back over a fortress and write it up as a sort of more narrative thing, rather than me just sitting here going while I'm playing Dwarf Fortress, as I am now. So I might be doing that in the future myself. So we'll see. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know. Druid's Mead filling JC Experience in on the puke situation. Osmosis Jones says, what's his problem? Well, he was sold for 30 silver coins for a start. Talking about Jesus. Suddenly. Am I wrong? What's the highest role position a dwarf can hold? King or queen? Osmosis Jones answering that one. Whip quick. I wish I was worth 30 silver, says Plutonium Jesus. Oh. Silver's very valuable, Plutonium Jesus. I watched an episode of a science television programme we have in the UK here on the BBC called Horizon, where they asked the question, how much is a human body worth? And they came to the conclusion that if you prepare human remains for maximal trade value, a human being is worth about £250,000, about 250 grand, which surprised me. I thought, it wouldn't be worth that much. But apparently to get the real premium bits, you actually destroy a lot of the other stuff. So you have to choose, like, articulated joints, cleaned off skulls and bones and stuff are probably the highest value stuff. But because it's illegal to sell organs and stuff like that, all those kind of useful bits are not really worth anything. It's only the stuff that's got sort of like medical training purpose that's of any value whatsoever. There was a thing I watched also. There was an American mortician, And what they had done is they'd been removing bones from corpses and replacing them with UPVC pipe in order to sell the bones on as sort of like display pieces for medical colleges. And they also, apparently, there's a lot of money in the titanium and stuff, titanium and gold from the joints and teeth reclaimed from bodies as well. That apparently all gets taken out when you're cremated and put to one side. And they have like big bins full of like hip joints and shit. Amazing what you learn on television sometimes. Let's keep going down here. A lot of Dwarf Fortress is down to the imagination. If you check a dwarf's profile, you can gather what they like and dislike relationships and stuff, and you can fill in the blanks around it to create a story, but there's no hard, this is the story rules at all. That's right, that's right. Hopefully Salad's question was answered satisfactorily. I do like it when people get satisfied in chat. Not like that. Come on, do that elsewhere. Do that elsewhere. I wonder what happened to the vomit that killed my first dwarf. I'm not sure. Did you die of vomit, Curly Fries? Did you slip in it, or what happened? How did you end up popping your clogs through vomit? I don't remember that. I missed that one entirely. One thing I would like to know is why dwarven vomit is green. That's a good point. Maybe it's just the fact that they drink so much that their liver and kidneys produce a lot of green stuff. I was going to say bile, but that's produced elsewhere, isn't it? Is it the pancreas that does bile? Something like that. Something like that. Also, watch more Scoundrels, says Tidy. Well, thank you for the advert. Thank you. Plump helmets wine on your cornflakes, not for the faint stomach. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. In RimWorld, it's about 20k in spare parts, even with mods. Blimey, so life is definitely cheap in RimWorld. Salad says, I'm more of a lurker by heart, but I assure you my lurks are premium, so have a great stream, and please do enjoy my lurk. I'll enjoy it most pleasurably. That sounds wrong. I will enjoy it. Let's leave it at that, shall we? Oh, you did, didn't you? You died to the vomit monster. I forgot about that. Yes. Yes, we actually had an animate blob of vomit prattling around in the fortress and causing all sorts of trouble. Surprisingly combat effective, I thought. Get buried with your riches. You'll need them in the afterlife. Maybe. Unfortunately, I don't have any riches, and I intend to leave this PC to, well, I say, hopefully by the time I die, this PC is going to be like shit tier rubbish, and my son will be like, oh man, when he inherits it. But we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed I don't die while this computer's still at least high mid tier. And bile is produced by the liver. Oh, it is produced by the liver. Well, there you go. There you go. Of course, I am not a doctor. I don't know if plutonium Jesus is, but maybe verify that before you make any health or medical decisions based on that information. That's all I'm saying. Don't jump to conclusions and don't accept any facts. Let's just be careful. Facts from this stream. Just don't take them at face value. What is this flashy bastard? It's a silver bolt. Is that forbidden? Is that a forbidden bolt? It is a forbidden bolt. Let's unforbid it and get that bastard melted down. There we go. So, almost certainly we will have run out of orders for adamantine armour. So we'll get back on that quickly. But before we do that, let's sort our little temple situation out here. First things first, I am going to order the deconstruction of some of these floor tiles here. So there we go. Priority 4. And then priority 5, these ones here. Yep. And then priority 6, let's order the removal of these tiles. Now, actually, I think what we want to do is not remove these. There we go. Because I'm going to put some cages with goblins in there, link them up to levers, have a little retractable bridge here, pull it away, and then have the goblins fall into the magma? Question mark. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out. Although we do need some exposed magma if we're going to put anybody into the magma, right? Otherwise it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. You can trust me, I'm a fully qualified internet physician. Oh, handy. Very handy. Are you still considering turning the siege fortification thing outside the fort into a ranger bunker? Yes, actually, Curly Fries. I mean, I was. I'd forgotten about it, to be fair. Wouldn't you put the pit in the middle? I have done that before. This time I'm feeling like just do it on the side. A nice little side opening. because I can't think of a reason why. It's just what I decided to do in the end. Dr. Google, give me the news. I've got a bad case of assuming the worst. Right, we want to put a temple in, don't we? So, oh, actually, first, if we go click on that, make a sculpture guard. Make it as big as we can. Holy shit. That's fucking big. There we go. And then over here, I'm going to make this room bigger and make that our generic temple. Because this temple here is for the volcano god, which makes a lot of sense. Whereas this little room over here, this little annex, excuse me, is going to be for generic worship. Bit bigger maybe. It's nowhere big enough, but it'll have to do. It'll have to do. And hopefully it won't break into any soil, so we'll be able to smooth the walls. Although that said, we can always construct walls, can't we? Actually, look at this down here. Look at this little raw wall naughtiness. Let's get rid of that. DS. There we go. Any more smoothing required up here to make the temple nice? Ah, shit. We put statues in front of it. And apparently that's not smoothable anyway. What am I hearing? Kids playing in the street? Madness. Madness. Uh-oh. Did someone just fall into the magma? It looks okay. It looks okay. Please get out of there. Don't... There we go. That's it. Don't stand on the ones that are being removed, you fuckwits. Good grief. We don't have some fucking plums in this fortress, don't we? Right, here we go. So, let's build a bridge. How does that sound? Now we say G... No, not G. U. Good grief. How did I get the numbers so wrong? They're letters. That's how wrong I got it. There we go. Let's pop that there, and then we'll have it retracting. Can I make it retract in a particular direction? I don't think it matters, does it? Just pop it there. There we go. And we'll make it out of... Well... Quartzite is the material we've used elsewhere here, so we'll use quartzite again. There we go. Make a quartzite bridge. Then we can hook it up to a lever, and then we can start popping in some of our little caged goblinos. Goblinos? Why would I call them goblinos? They're goblins, clearly. It's a weird way to talk about them. I have this strange lump on my buttocks. What should I do? Oh, I don't know. Is it poppable? Try and pop it first, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Do you need to have temples, or can you kind of enforce an atheist population? Yeah, people get moody if they don't get a chance to pray, so you kind of... Need is a strong word, but they help. They help a lot. Druids Mead says it's 2020. Nobody bats an eyelid at the differently asked. That's true. You can have 4 or 5 arseholes and no one will even blink an eye. No one will care. I mean, they'll care. They'll be like, are you alright? Oh. What's going on here? Why are we suddenly moving down here? Ah, a blacksmith withdraws from society. An excellent little notification, because a blacksmith is likely to make something interesting. Isn't that nice? Let's follow them and see where they go. Come on. Claim a workshop. Preferably a magma forge. That would be ideal. If you claim a non-magma forge, I'm going to get pissed off because we don't really have coal. But we've got a bit, I suppose. We've got some in store for making... What? No, don't choose a car. No, not a craftsdwarf workshop. No, not a craftsdwarf workshop. A jeweller's workshop. Interesting. And what could you possibly be making of interest in a jeweller's workshop? Not much, I'd imagine. He's taking in some raw gems and immediately begins work. Oh my god. Okay, it's going to be a large gem then, isn't it? That's about all it could possibly be. It looks like the adamantine stockpiles are getting a little low, so we'll have to go and look at those. But first, let's designate all this for smoothing. There we go. Get that bastard smoothed. And then we'll make it a lovely temple for all of the other gods who aren't the volcano gods. Just so those people have somewhere to worship. Yeah, it'd be good. Right, down to the adamantine. How low can we go? Let's have a little peeky-boo at here. Okay, I've got some more space to dig out. If we make it priority 1 rather than priority 6 or 7, it should happen quicker. And then we can dig out that there. That should be a good job. And all we have to do is wait for them to get down there. It's good. I popped it and political opinions oozed out. Oh my goodness. I'm afraid you've got politicsitis. It's a serious condition that can result in very, very bad things happening. I would suggest getting that looked at by a registered arse physician. In case of labour, use paracetamol. Oh, yeah, it's a good idea, actually. It's one of the first things they suggest. Curly Fries says, forgive all the questions, but why are the artefacts so special? They're just fun. They're worth a lot more money than most other things that are made, and that's about as far as it goes, really. They also, when dwarves look at them, it makes them happy. Drewsmead says, yes, no ibuprofen or aspirin. Is that a thing? I'm not sure. Pretty sure we got offered aspirin when Kel went into labour. I mean, she got offered aspirin. Nobody offered me aspirin. That wouldn't have made any sense. NSAID painkillers increase the ACE2 receptors equals more plague gets in, so no ibuprofen. Oh, okay. I've stopped taking painkillers for my dodgy teeth, and now I'm just drinking booze. Like a normal person. Actually, I think this is starting to go. I'm feeling like a little bit better every day, but it's still got a slightly infected gland here, so we'll see how long it lasts. Curly Fries says once again, Osmosis Jones, I'd indestructible would it be possible to happen upon artifact armour, and if so, wouldn't that be OP? Oh, that's true, yes, Osmosis Jones did point out they are indestructible, which is good. Paracetamol is fine. Oh, that's good. All the cold and flu stuff has paracetamol, but a lot of it adds that phenylalanine, whatever it's called, for opening up the things. We couldn't find... you can't buy just straight paracetamol around here for love nor money at the moment. Tekud Dorentomen the blacksmith has created Gesalkutam, a perfect crystal opal. She claims it as an heirloom in the name of a family ancestor, Melville Boltrell. Okay, let's have a look at it. It's probably going to be quite bland, but we'll see. It's worth 48,000, so for one piece of input material, that's pretty impressive. The Cross Speaker. This is a perfect crystal opal. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of marquee cut crystal opals. Okay, it's not much to read about, but you know, it's an item. It's an item. It's an item. I apologise for my spelling mistakes, but I'm typing from a PlayStation 4, so scrolling back to check my spelling is time consuming and difficult. I bet it is. I believe if you have a USB keyboard, you can plug that into a PlayStation 4 and it will work for typing messages. And I think the same is true. In fact, I know the same is true of a PlayStation 3. So if you've got a USB keyboard like I have, give that a shot. Plug it in. See what happens. It will make typing in messages that much easier. Magma Mist is a good way... Oh, here we go. Oh, no, it's someone else. Druid's Mead. Who was it? I think it's Plutonium Jesus. Or was it someone who said about if you get Magma Mist, you can burn the skin off your dwarves, which will remove the nerve endings, making them immune to pain, if not particularly good to look at. That was you. Okay, it was you. I didn't think that was the kind of idea that came from more than one source, right? Right, there we go. That item's been made. Very exciting. Let's go back up. Smoothing still to be done. Let's go down. As the insert group of people who shouldn't do sexual stuff said to the insert famous group of people who should not have sexual stuff done to them. There you go. Look at that. That's a deconstruction of a joke format for you. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked it. I like priests and choir boys, but other, social groups work just as well. I do, but my PlayStation is hidden away in a cabinet I made for it and makes it practically impossible. Oh, okay. Hello, Dragonman B. Hail to you indeed. I tell you what is a good way to do it. One of these little... this is like a dongle for my cordless mouse. I was having trouble being too far away from it, and I've just put it in like an extension USB cable, and it works fine. But if you can get a cordless keyboard like that, they're relatively cheap. That might work as well. Not that I'm not demanding that you plug a keyboard into your PlayStation. I'm not going to hold your spelling errors against you, especially not knowing the circumstances, and especially not where most of the Twitch I watch is actually on my phone, so autocorrect is a fucker for that kind of stuff. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. Let's go up to the volcano. Oh, no. Sorry, I was going to go back to the temple and see if the smoothing had finished, but now we've got a miner down here. We may as well wait. Designate mining. These 3 bits can go. I mean, these can definitely come out, right? Or at least these 3 here. Let's do those. Oh, look at this. Lovely bit of adamantine there. Sorry, adamantine. Adamantine, we love you. Okay, there's a few bits there. This floor we can dig along in. Let's see how that works out. Back to priority 1, over here, good. The miners should get down there pretty quickly because they're close. I should probably also put some stairs going a bit further down as well, shouldn't I? Let's do that, get a few more floors down. Fingers crossed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And also keep going across here. Because otherwise, I mean, what are we to do? What's this? Why have we suddenly skipped to here? Don't tell me we've... warm stone. Oh dear. Okay. That kind of indicates that we've got the magma sea directly below. If all 3 of those get cancelled... They will. Oh, somebody's put a post in the Discord. Let's have a look at that, shall we? I'm going to cancel all this buggery I've just put in. DX. That's right, scoundrel. DX. That's what we want to do. So we go bosh, bosh, bosh. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Bishy, bashy, bosh, bosh, bish, bosh, bash. There we go. Lovely. Huh? There we go. So that's cool, and that's cool. We'll start with this one. Keep digging along here, see what we find. And hopefully it will be adamantine. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Do I have bees on my map? I don't know, Dragon Man. I don't know. Maybe? I mean, if we put some hives down, I feel like we get bees turning up eventually, or am I being a bit too optimistic there? Realise, says Joy's Mid, I haven't seen Series 4 Rick and Morty yet. Self-isolation not so bad for the next few days. I have to ration the episodes. No shit, there's only a few of them. Have they released the second half yet, or is it still just the first half of that season that's available? I haven't checked in a little while. Maybe I'll have a look. Maybe I'll pop into Netflix and find out. I still haven't watched the first episode of the new season of Westworld yet. I'm getting very excited for that, but it's turning out to be fairly difficult to avoid spoilers. There's a lot of the old memes flying around. A lot of the old memes. And some new ones. And the new ones. Ah, Alba soil. What an aroma. I haven't watched any Rick and Morty apart from Snoo Snoo. Snoo Snoo? Isn't that Futurama? Snoo Snoo's from Futurama. Rick and Morty has is different memes. Just the first half. Ah, dear. Ah, tragedy. Personally, I would say Rick and Morty is superior to Futurama, but I'm not a massive Futurama fan, has to be said. I do prefer other stuff. Although I wouldn't say Rick and Morty is definitely the best animated show for adults. What was good? What's really good? Let me think of one. I really liked what's the one with the band called Death Clock? Metalocalypse. I really enjoyed Metalocalypse. Frisky Dingo was good, but it's a bit old now. Archer's usually pretty good. There's got to be more than that, right? There's got to be more than that. There's so much like adult animation now, right? Maybe there's not. I've been enjoying a lot of anime lately. Dorohedoro. I started watching another one of those animes which is all about people in a game world or in a moved to a fantasy world. It's not the best, I have to admit, but I've been watching Infinite Dendrogram. It's kind of like a very low quality oh, hello Cupo, raiding with 12. Holy shit. I can't believe I've actually been going longer than you have on this stream. I was sitting there thinking maybe I'll raid Cupo in a bit, but apparently not. Apparently that's not happening. Maybe later tonight, if you're streaming later tonight. We'll see how it plans out. But thank you very much for raiding, and with so many sets of eyes. Amazing. That's like 24 eyeballs, unless some of you have had some unfortunate accidents, in which case, oh, commiserations. If only you had the requisite number of eyes, or the average number of eyes. Whoa, lad. Whoa, settle down there. Please don't dig out that. Of course, some of you may, through anomalies in the genetic lottery, may well have added up with extra eyes, in which case, congratulations. Although, having said that, as I understand it, those who have been gifted by Zinch with the extra eyes tend not to have functional ones. But we'll see. Any Triclopses among you? Any Triclopses? Hello, Bag of Holding. Hello, Hendrik Zero. Hello, Osmosis. Oh, hang on, you're already here, Osmosis Jones. Continued welcome. And that's it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's lovely to have you here. A vile force of raidness has arrived. I think the average is less than 2. Actually, it's a good point. That's a good point. Anyone who loses one, it's going to bring the average down. Very few people are going to have extra eyes. So yeah, the average of eyes is actually going to be lower. It's going to be somewhere around the, I guess, like 1.8 eyeballs. Kind of like the 2.4 children average. Curly Fries says, I'm not a very big anime fan, to be honest. Much prefer live action shows, although I do enjoy a couple of animes. I think it depends. Some anime is good, and I mean, there's a lot of garbage anime out there. It has to be said. I mean, the vast majority of anime is just cack. Horrible stuff. But, in amongst the shit, in amongst the sea of feces, there is the occasional bobbing gemstone worth fishing out and polishing off. But it's not the overwhelming majority by a long shot. But then again, I think the same is true of live action television. There's a lot of shite out there, and you have to really keep your eyes out for the good stuff. Then again, even sometimes the bad stuff can be enjoyable as well. For example, one of my favourite television shows, and I'm not proud of this, but one of my favourite television shows is The Curse of Oak Island. I don't know why I like it. I just enjoy watching people dig big holes. I mean, I don't care if they find treasure or not. It's just every time they find a new way to, or a new excuse to dig a massive fucking hole, I'm like, yay! dig, woohoo! Maybe I've got some dwarven DNA, who knows? Plutonium Jesus says, I wear glasses, does that count? Unless your glasses are actually formed of extra eyeballs in frames, I don't think it does count. And if they are, then, where'd you get those, mate? Hey? That seems a little bit weird. Extra, like real eyeballs in frames? They better not be human. That's worrying. Very worrying. Quite eldritch, I would say. Eldritch. Are you including non-functioning eyes in the eye count, or do they have to be fully functioning? I don't think they have to be fully functioning, as long as they're actual eyeballs, right? As long as they're, as long as a doctor would go, that's an eyeball, mate. You got an extra eye there. I think they count. Although, having said that, maybe doctors' opinions would go against each other. Maybe one doctor would be like, that's an eyeball. Another doctor would be like, that ain't a fucking eyeball. That's a generic tumour. Who knows? Only doctors, I suppose. Oh no, painting an eye on your forehead doesn't count. That doesn't count at all. Although, maybe, just maybe, if you're Jeffrey Combs and your pineal gland bursts out of your forehead like a tiny skinny willy, maybe that counts. I'm not sure. But only old Mr. Coombs could tell us. Has there ever been, and if there hasn't, it's a crying tragedy, a movie in which Jeffrey Combs and Bruce Campbell play characters together? Because if there hasn't, I mean, surely that constitutes criminal activity in Hollywood. Surely they should have been brought together at some point, right? It only makes sense. Both titans of the horror genre. There we go, dig those out. Lovely. Keep digging, lads, keep digging. Why the hell have we got this weird looking exposed nodule there? That seems weird. Whoa, cancel. That's not what we want. There we go. It wasn't exposed at all. I'd just been putting down orders to dig it, which was silly, foolhardy, nonsense, bunkum, biddly boo boo. Not that biddly boo boo is a real thing. It's just me putting syllables together randomly and hoping that people just accept the fact that I did that. Whoa, what's all this then? Warm stone, you say? Let's not dig too much of that shit out then. Let's be very, 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 very careful, eh? Not with that though, dig those out nice and easy. Ooh, looks like I might be able to get some of this as well. Come on, miners, get down there. Diggy, diggy. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Lovely bit of adamantine. Keep digging. There we go. Get there in there. Don't know why they're not keen on doing this. Oh, one of the slower miners is committed to doing that and they're on their way. That would seem to be the cause. There we go. Judging by the fact that they're coming down here to dig out tier 4 dig orders, I'm guessing that all the other digging in the fortress has been done. Oh, actually, I'm thinking, stupidly, I'm thinking of smoothing orders, which are done by an entirely different group of dwarves. So, yeah, of course they're done. Idiot. Oh, he's off. We just got to wait for the slow ones to come down now. Oh, here they come. There you go. Pick up some orders over here. Dig out some of this orthoclase and show us if there can be... Oh, one more. Look at that. Just one more piece of adamantine available. And I think that's the entire spire exposed and all of the obviously safe adamantine removed. I feel like we probably don't want to risk digging any more of this shit out because... oh, wait a minute. There's still some safe stuff up here. Why aren't they getting onto that, though? That's weird. Okay, there's a few more bits actually in the cavern, but other than that we are pretty much out of adamantine. From that spire at least. There may be another spire, it's possible, but it's not guaranteed. Not by a long shot. Let's have a little look down here. The big one I'm watching currently is My Hero Academia and Hellsing. I quite like My Hero Academia. That's a good one. Well worth watching. And Hellsing, I don't think I've watched. It rings a bell though. I might have seen a couple of episodes. It might not have been one of my faves. Cool. There are dolphins swimming in the channels of Venice. Oh, nice. Didn't take long for them to get out there, did it? Are we counting Jap's eyes? Ooh, hog's eyes, please. Druid's mead. Come on, it's 2020. Urethras, indeed. Or 2.9 if we include the differently asked. That's true. True. The brown eye. There's always the brown eye. But then again, I have brown eyes, and neither of them are bumholes. Can you see the colour of my eyes there? See the colour of my eyes? It's a fairly uniform brown colour. Favourite live action shows are Suits, CW's Arrowverse, Netflix Marvel shows, and Criminal Minds. None of those really appeal to me hugely, Curly Fries. I'm very fond of Westworld. I love Westworld as a show. Season 1 and 2, both I thought were excellent, and you know, I really enjoyed them. What else do I like? What have I been watching of late? It's hard to say. Nothing's really coming to mind. I've been enjoying a British TV series called Taskmaster. That's very good, very funny. Well worth a watch. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest. What else have we been watching? Quite enjoy Last Week Tonight. That's quite good. I'm not sure, but I think I may have met John Oliver at a gig when I went to see a friend who was doing stand-up. But I think I was very, very drunk at the time and may have made a bit of an arse of myself. But I think he was doing like an act. It was at a university in North London. And I think he was doing an act where he was sort of doing like a teacher character. I'm not sure if it was him or not, though. I kind of think it was, but I could be wrong. It would have been sometime around 2000, 2001, maybe a bit earlier than that even. Possibly. Anyway, where were we? Let's pre-bugle. Let's keep looking. Here is a movie called Necronomicon where Jeffrey Combs plays H.P. Lovecraft, but his makeup makes him look like Bruce Campbell. I know that film. I've seen that film. It's also got cut-price Julian Sands in it. Have you seen him? In the first story, the guy is not Julian Sands, but he's the actor everyone who can't afford Julian Sands in a movie hires instead. It's good. It's also got David Warner in, hasn't it? Man, God, great actors, great actors. And one anime to see if you see no other, Akira. Yes, although I would argue perhaps Standalone Complex, Ghost in the Shell, maybe. Akira's great, don't get me wrong. Personally, I think if you're going to watch an anime series, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is well worth it. I shed a tear when the Tachikomas did that thing at the end. Oh God, still makes me feel sad just thinking about it. Druid's Mead loves Orthoclase for its fake gold furniture effect. That's a good point. Yeah, you could use that to make people think you've got gold furniture in a sort of Trumpian manner. And Osmosis once again coming strong with the brown isn't an actual colour. Although it is one of the corners of the Triangle of Trouble. Do remember that. Semantics isn't an actual word, is it not? Insanity. Madness. If you're ever on YouTube and want something just funny, then you should Hellsing Abridged. It's honestly one of the funniest things I've ever watched. Might have to have a look at it. Although when I'm on YouTube, I tend to watch a couple of things. Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast is quite good if you like comedians interviewing comedians. I know it's not everyone's taste, but I enjoy quite a lot of the Yogscast content. What else do I watch on YouTube? I could. You know what? We don't need the one extra viewer. There's over 30 people watching. My presence in chat is not going to make any difference. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the old YouTubes and see if I can make any hot recommendations that aren't Isaac Arthur or things I've already recommended. There's no we in Watermelon. If you pee in them, there is. That's a terrible joke. Only stuff I actually watch on TV is cricket, to be honest. Born and bred Australian here, but otherwise I just buy the show. That's true, I don't really watch much TV, to be fair, like live. That's not really very common. What's the third corner? The third corner is the dark place, the dark corner of the Triangle of Trouble. So when I start talking about, dead babies, like mass murder, that kind of shit, that's the dark place. Honestly, probably the worst corner of the Triangle of Trouble. At least the one that upsets people the most. It depends. If they're religious, the pink corner might upset people a bit more. But the dark place, I am constantly trying. I have what you might consider a Vantablack sense of humour. And with the friendship circle I have, they kind of accept that and enjoy that to a degree. But in a public forum like this, I really do have to be careful about what I fucking say, because I will go too far. Way too far. Number of times I've seen Kel look at me like, that actually wasn't very funny. That's only way that could be interpreted as funny is in how fucking extreme the thing you've said is. So, it's careful. I do take it to a dark place. Among friends, he's normal. That's true. It's not that dark compared to the people I hang out with, but it's fairly dark. I would say I'm on the darker end of our friendship circle. I don't know, would you say anybody we know is like truly goes to those places immediately? I'm pretty sure young William is master of the brown corner, I would say, judging by his output on the old WhatsApp group. Certainly no one else is posting pictures of their toilet achievements. That's for sure. Who else is good? Sorry, I'm just looking at my YouTube here, looking at my subs to see if I can recommend anything worth a look. I've got a lot of Blender like tutorial channels. Grant Abbott, quite good if you're looking to learn Blender. Who else have we got here? If you like short films, sci-fi films, there's a channel called Dust. That's pretty good. Although I must admit, I don't watch that many things on there. I watched a couple, subscribed, and then I don't think I've ever watched another one since. Corridor Crew are quite good for special effects things. What else have we got here? Hot Ones this week is another person I've never fucking heard of. Might be watching that one. Adam Savage's Tested, pretty good channel. Of course, Isaac Arthur, always recommending Isaac Arthur. Blind IRL, fellow Twitch Dwarf Fortress lad. He's got a little YouTube channel, and he gets more views than I do, for sure, especially on a 6-hour video. Oh, well, obviously. Where is it? Can we see that? We can't see it, but trust me, I'm showing you Krug Smash there. We all watch Krugs, though, don't we? Nobody here is not watching Krug Smash, right? Come on. TLDR News, they're pretty decent. Red Letter Media, I watched their review of Picard this week. I think they put into words what it is I don't like about modern Star Trek, and I was very grateful for them for that, because I couldn't quite articulate it. I was watching the new Star Treks and thinking, I don't like this, but I'm not quite sure why. And it turns out it's because it's some guy what does Star Trek these days who doesn't do it right. Angori Tom, well worth a watch. Well worth a watch, old Angori Tom. And I think probably I've gone long enough. Oh, and Futura Sound. Criminally low subscriber count, but I think it mainly to do with the fact that he only does videos mostly about Kojima games, which, you know, it's a fairly rich vein of thought. There's a lot of stuff to do there. There we go. Oh, and there's my favourite live stream, the Chilluminati, one of the Yogscast ones. If anyone wants to watch that, you know, Fridays, about 5 or 6 p.m. they usually start UK time. Give it a go. Well worth a watch. Well worth a watch. I'll be in chat. See if you can spot me. See if you can spot me. Oh, and I'm still here on the Twitch as well. That's good. So, quickly check on chat. Hello, Lieutenant Hopper. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Thanks for joining us again. Doug Stanhope is my favourite stand-up. He's very good, Druids Mead. I do appreciate the work of Doug Stanhope, but I wouldn't want to say I have a favourite. I would be hard-pressed to pick one, to be honest. It's difficult. It's difficult. Base used to post op. What? Oh, his operation pictures. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's slightly different. That's like an actual medical condition. Whereas I think old William does just big shits. He belongs to a rugby group. Yes, I think that is the source of most of it. I think so. What did the serial killer say to his next victim? I don't know, Dorothy. What did he say? Just some dumb serial killer joke. I get the feeling that's not the punchline. That's just me not catching up yet. Hang on. Osmosis Jones says, speaking of the dark corner, it's morally wrong to attempt to murder children, as you should always finish what you start. Very, very nice. Very good sentiment. I like it. Grant Abbott. Yeah, Tidy. That's how it's spelt. Yeah, Abbott. He's a very good person to learn Blender stuff off of. He explains things very clearly, very well, and does a lot of good videos with exercises to follow. So if you want to like learn modelling or shading, it's a good place to start. He does kind of focus on the newer user end for beginner kind of stuff, but he has done some good stuff for more advanced people. His sculpting videos are quite good as well. They gave me a lot of good information to help me get better. Not that I'm any good, I'm shit at sculpting, to be honest, but I give it a go. Blind IRL is the skelliest. That's true, he is indeed Sockmund. Sockmund or Sockmud? Sockmund. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. He's very good, and we have given him a raid every now and again. It's generally Blind, Cupo, or a few other streamers that we raid when they're online, but I do occasionally, sight unseen, raid other people playing Dwarf Fortress as well. So if you've got any favourites at the end of the stream, which I imagine will be coming up fairly soon because it's nearly dinner time, if you've got any favourite streamers who do Dwarf Fortress and you think they deserve a raid and we all want to pile in and help them out, feel free to suggest them at the end. Although we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. JC Experience says 7 has still got it. Oh, you're talking about Picard. I haven't actually watched the series. I hated Discovery so much that when the Picard was announced, I was like, I will watch people's like analysis of this, and then if it sounds like it's going to be okay, I'll watch it. And then I watched them talking about it and went, no, this is the same fucking bullshit they were doing last time. Completely ignoring, like, let's not, okay, we're not going to talk about office jobs and we're not going to talk about Star Trek. Okay, that's the bottom line. Yeah, there's no Picard and no Star Trek in Star Trek Picard. Exactly. They go, oh, it's the actor. You've got the actors from Star Trek, and you know some of the aesthetic designs from Star Trek, but the rest of it, I don't know what the fuck they're on. She's 52. Oh, that's good. I thought she was 7. Oh god, I feel sick just making that joke. Are you tempted with the digging game Tom played the other day. I haven't watched that video yet. I'm presuming it's the pixel art one that was done the other day with the picture of the building and the crane. I haven't watched the video yet. I'll get round to it, but we'll see. We'll see. Perfect, because I'm very papague. Oh, I'm sure you're not as papague as you think, Tidy, but I imagine you have a little bit of papageity about you, I would imagine. Just some dumb serial killer joke is the punchline. Perfect misinterpretation from me. The joke flies over my head like an aeroplane. Remember to make a copy of the legends. That's a good point. In fact, let's save the fortress now before everything gets a little too fucky at the end, and we'll see what goes on. Picard is something else altogether. Yeah, I get the feeling that, like, I mean, from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like they've put a lot of thought into it. Like they were saying in the video I watched this morning that basically it's just a load of jumbled ideas put together and not really thought about with a through line. You get to sleep, Curly Fries. 4 a.m. seems like a decent time to go to sleep to me. In fact, I can smell my dinner being prepared right now. If you bear with me 1 second, we're not going to finish the stream immediately, but I'm going to have a quick peek at the list of Twitchy people, see who's streaming, see if there's anyone to raid. Oh, there's 5 people playing Barrow Trauma. If anybody is interested, the Discord's a good place to follow up on this. I'm looking to do a few streams of Barrow Trauma in the near future. It's a side-on Space Station 13-esque submarine game. If anyone's interested in joining in, come to the Discord, have a little chat about it there, and we'll see what happens. I've set my OBS to run it, so I'm ready to stream at any point. It's just putting together a team, so to speak, to actually play the game. I'm pretty sure JC Experience is in. Chunky Nut will be in when he gets back. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but, you know, Soda also said they're interested, and he seems to understand the game to a degree as well, so that's good. But if anyone's interested in that, you know, feel free. Thank you for putting the links in the chat, Osmosis Jones. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. The one problem with that game and telling people that you're going to play it and you want people to join in is it's fucking expensive. It's like, how much is Barrow Trauma? I can't remember, but it's more than you would think. I feel like the game, the price I would pay for it is somewhere in the £10 to £15 range, and they're asking for like £20 to £30, which, so maybe it's a bit rich for some people's wallets. It certainly would be for mine if I hadn't caught it in a sale. But yeah, it looks interesting. It has a certain Space Station 13. £12 on Humble Bundle. That's not too bad. If you've got a link to that, JC, put it in the chat so people can take advantage. Yeah, the time frames are a bit awkward, Curly Fries. But I mean, if you can do it, that's fantastic. But don't spunk a load of money on the game. Just on the off chance, you know, check out when we're doing it, because it'll probably be more than one stream. So check out when we're doing it, and then if you can make that, great, you know, join in. But otherwise, you know, it's a bit rude of me to like convince you to pay for a game that we're not even going to get to play. So I've not even played any Dwarf Fortress for ages, and why is the game paused? What's happened? Apparently, Beardster cooked a masterpiece. Cancel making adamantine wafers. We've run out of strands. We should have plenty of wafers now, though, shouldn't we? I think we've got full suits of armour for 2 of our boys made out of adamantine. Where are the bars? Oh, I can smell that dinner. It smells so good. Yummy, yummy. I don't know what we've got, but it fucking smells lovely. Where are they? Where are the wafers? 68 adamantine wafers. Okay, so we might be able to get a few good weapons out of that, and maybe a few more pieces of armour. I don't think we have high boots. Maybe I'll order the high boots now. Get those in production. Add armour. Good. Adamantine. There we go. And high boots. Add another set of high boots. Lovely. There we go. They should get made fairly quickly. How is the temple going? The temple is going splendidly. So let's put in a new zone. There we go. Pop that in there. Bosh, it's a meeting hall. And we're going to assign a location. And we're going to assign a new location. It's going to be a temple. And we're going to make it for no specific deity. But we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. One of them is called Sod. trees, games, luck and gambling. We've looked at this list before, but let's have another look. I'm worried that we might have too many people. No, we haven't got anybody worshipping Lish, which I'm not surprised by. With the portfolio of suicide, death and murder, they seem like a bit of a rough one. I mean, who's joining that cult, right? Akath's got 14 worshippers. They're all about the season. Alas, 12 worshippers, coasts and oceans. Not that we have any of those here. Sod the Crow of Fur has 15 worshippers. Trees, games, luck and gambling. Sounds like a fun one. I Must Itch Hide is the worship. Has 15 worshippers. And they are the god of muck. What? Excuse me, I farted with confusion there. The god of muck? Who's worshipping the god of muck? Maybe it's mucky movies. Maybe it's just a euphemism for pornography, in which case I understand how some people could be drawn to worship that deity. However, if it's just, like filth and encrusted mess, then who knows? Udar, the god of the sky, also has 15 worshippers, so it turns out the sky and muck are equally popular here. Zephon, the flames of glowing, 9 worshippers, the volcano god, with the biggest temple here. That large area, just use your mouse, not your finger. This large area here is a temple to the volcano god, which is nice. Mishdem, the paper of poems, 10 worshippers, scholarship, nice. Icam, brave trusted. Maybe it would make more sense if Icam was the god of muck, but apparently not. 18 worshippers, god of healing. Nice. Uzol, god of minerals, 11 minerals. They're minerals, Marie. 11 worshippers. Ava's the Tin Wanderer, jewels, wealth and trade, 22 worshippers, very popular. Azkol Canyons, 13 worshippers. Mountains and caverns, very dwarfy. Id, 14 worshippers, metal, and Doc, the dutiful leader of adventures, 16 worshippers, fortresses, and war. Well, they're all going in one room there because that's how it works. The Most Union. That's what this room is called. The Most Union. It's lovely. It's a very exciting place to work and live. Cryptbeards, easily greatest fortress ever constructed, says Scoundrel, having actually seen some of Cupo's beautiful, magnificent constructions. It's easily not the greatest fortress ever constructed. It's easily one of the most mediocre. But, people watch, so I continue. That's the way it works. You understand? Good. I like the fact that you understand. Let's have a little look down here. Any streams around this stream's time would be easy for me. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I could probably knock a few of those out. Speak of the devil earlier, Johnny5 just came up as a Steam notification. He's playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If anybody wants Steam notifications, I do have a Steam group. I don't tend to notify it too often, but if you want to join that, whenever I go live, I send out a little pop-up on Steam so people can see it. There you go. Also, feel free to send a friend request. I've still got plenty of slots in my friends list. I don't, as long as you say I'm from the stream, I will, accept your friend invite. Generally speaking. I mean, if you've got some kind of horrific racist name, I'm probably going to say, no, mate, fuck off. But, other than that, it's all fine. Let's have a little look at chat again. This is an off-schedule stream, but I am attempting to get more, do more off schedules, because where I've actually got some subscribers now, it feels kind of cheeky to provide so little content. So I'm trying to rise to the occasion, rise to the challenge of the subscribers. Rising up to the challenge of subscribers. Well, there's a song in that. There's definitely a song in that. Id, Ego and Super Ego. All hail Mukbang. That's it. Thursdays and Mondays are my regular streams, Osmosis. You're correct. You're correct? You are correct. Well done. Plenty of sluts on my friends list, says Osmosis Jones. Amazing. Incredible. Yes, JC is in your corner. He is trying to get me to stream more during the day, but it's just a matter of finding the time. It's nearly 5:10. What should I do? Should I stop or should I wait to be called down for dinner? Which should I do? Should I just carry on going for a little bit longer? I think I'll carry on going for a bit longer. We'll see how it works out. I'm not seeing any particular raidable channels going live just yet. We've got Leader TV, who is, funnily enough, an Australian as well to the Australian viewers, so maybe that would be fun for you guys. Who is streaming Barrow Trauma? I should actually look at the category Dwarf Fortress, shouldn't I, to see if anyone's actually streaming the game, but apparently my phone doesn't want to show me. Oh, there's 34 people watching currently. That's exciting. I mean, 26 of you are here. I can't raid myself, so that's awkward, isn't it? Here we've got Leader TV, me, and Warjam 100. Ooh, there's a new name. Never seen that one. Got song requests in their chat as well. Not like here. No song requests here. I'm not listening to the fucking Pokemon theme 100 times. No way. Absolutely no way you're getting song requests here. That's insane. The Legend Sip. Yes, I do need to do that. You're quite right. You're quite right. Cool Man 212 says stream till the wife calls. Till the wife calls. She's not my wife. She's my girlfriend. We're not married and never will be because marriage is a bullshit institution that just doesn't make any sense to me. Just to share another controversial opinion of mine. But let's not go too deep on that because it's just going to cause trouble, isn't it? People are just going to go, what? What? You can't say that. Why am I talking in such a high voice? That's insane. As they do. As they do. Okay, we'll carry on going for a bit longer and then we'll end in a minute. I'll take one of my headphones out so I can actually hear if I'm called for, because otherwise it's going to be embarrassing. Notice my voice drops in volume there. Now I can actually hear how loud I'm speaking. I've gone all quiet. Oh dear. No, I won't attend weddings. I won't even go to weddings of other people, let alone have my own wedding. Oh, fuck that shit. I'm not even going to tacitly give the impression that I approve. Not at all. So yeah, don't bother inviting me. I ain't coming. It's just going to be awkward if you do. Let's have a little check of the fortress. Make sure nothing's going wrong. The main entryway seems fine. Everything seems tickety-boo here. The traps are all set, ready to go. We've run out of native copper ore? Really? What's this shit then? Copper nuggets. Oh, for fuck's sake. JMQSMELT space COPPER space N. Huh. So, okay, let's try a different tactic. NUGG. What? So I can't smelt copper nuggets. Is that the deal here? Add new task. Smelt native copper ore. Well, we don't have any native copper ore. We've only got nuggets. Or is that what's supposed to happen here? What's happening here? Tanner, cancel smelt native copper ore. Needs copper nuggets. Well, I mean, we definitely have copper nuggets. Are these forbidden or something? We've got a shitload of copper nuggets. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I went for the meal because I had my arm thoroughly twisted, but I ain't attending any kind of fucking ceremony. I go now to hunt paracetamol at small local shops. I may be gone some time. Druidsmead, good luck. I hope you find the painkillers you need and deserve. Be good. Be good. Be nice having a little bit of painkillers. A little bit of painkillers? A little selection of painkillers. Be good, wouldn't it? Right, so, why are they not smelting copper nuggets? It seems weird to do that, right? We've got native copper ore, which is, surely that's what these are, right? Copper nuggets are native copper ore? Or is this just something unsmeltable? Or do these just immediately get made into shit instead of bars? Can we just smelt this directly into copper materials? Seems very confusing to me. I thought this was an enormous supply of copper that we had, and it turns out it's next to useless, which is weird. Maybe we should get our glass system working a bit more, because we have got an infinite supply of sand. It kind of makes sense to order up more glass. I mean, we could keep ordering green glass spikes, and we could get some spinning green glass discs as well. Now we've got some decent mechanisms, it might be worth making some spinning green glass disc traps. Then again, they don't trigger for Forgotten Beasts, do they? Actually, JMQ green glass spike. There we go. Menacing green glass spike. Just keep making them. Just keep churning them out. And what we're going to do is go down to... Where's our bit here, down here, and we're going to make this... no, not that corridor. Actually, I've fucked that up a bit. Is there a cavern baffle down here? There is a cavern baffle. We're going to make this area here full of upright spike traps. BT, capital S, Bosch. Bung that there, and then a menacing green glass spikes. Oh, we've got a lot of copper spikes as well, so we'll use those. We'll use those too. Shift S, enter. This should be pretty good because we can hook them up to the same lever that's operating the ones upstairs. So we only need to pull one lever to make the entire fortress, all of its entryways, an absolute nightmare of spikes, which is what we want. We don't want it to be a happy, like, dream meadow of spikes. I had a really weird dream last night, which weirdly enough must have been because I fell asleep watching one of their videos, but for some reason I was at somebody's house drinking beer with the people from Red Letter Media, and they all said, oh, let's go down the pub. And I was like, but our kids are upstairs. We shouldn't leave them. None of our girlfriends are here. We should not leave our kids upstairs. I don't even know if they've got kids. But they were like, fuck it, let's go down the pub. And as they went out the front room, like a maniac on the street started like screaming and trying to stab people. And so like we all rushed in. And instead of going, oh, let's just wait in here until that's stopped, they went out the back door. And I was like, guys, we can't leave the kids here with people getting stabbed right outside the house. That's not safe. And I got locked out of the house and they ran off down the pub without me. And yeah, I was crouching in the little porch at the back of this house, waiting to be discovered by the crazy stabby man. It was a hair-raising dream, to say the least. Luckily, just a dream, so not exactly a problem, really. I woke up. It was all good. Has it got to that point already? We've got to the point where I'm telling you about my dreams. Oh my god. This is top tier bullshit content right here. Absolute fuckery. What am I doing? I should be ashamed of myself. I should be utterly, utterly ashamed of myself. Unfortunately, I don't actually experience the feeling of shame like other people, apparently, so it's not happening. I'm not feeling it. I'm just not getting that tingle. Which is, you know, a pity for some, but I'm sure at least one person out there probably enjoyed that story. Actually, it's unlikely, isn't it? Who's ever enjoyed being told about people's dreams? Nobody, that's who. Nobody ever. In the entire history of people having dreams. I reckon there was probably cavemen who were sitting in a cave after waking up in the morning, like on their animal furs, and someone turned over and went, oh, I had a dream last night. And the first caveman to hear the first other caveman's dream went, oh, for fuck's sake. Even though this has never happened in the history of our species, I already know this is going to be as boring as fuck. Shut up. I'd be amazed if actual like first generation cave people spoke English. That would be unusual. Very strange scenario. But, you know, maybe it's the case. Maybe they spontaneously developed language, and maybe that language was the same language I speak. Unlikely, but not completely outside the realm of possibilities. I mean, in an infinite universe or an infinite array of multiverses, I mean, everything has to happen. Not just anything can happen. Everything must and has already happened and will happen again, because that's the nature of infinity, right? It's the nature of infinity. Don't link up a giant multi-level death machine to one lever, says Droids Mead. Mined out hunks of native copper are called copper nuggets. So why is it saying, use a different lever, says Droids Mead. He's very much, very, very keen, so keen that he came back to the computer for it. Okay, I will attempt to avoid that. But we shall see. I'll put more levers down. So they went the Shaun of the Dead route. Yes, they did. They decided to run off and leave me trapped outside the house with a maniac, as you do. Gingy Ginger likes stabby man dreams. Oh. Stabby man, what have they been giving you? Presumably antipsychotic drugs, please don't stab me. Guess what's been on TV a lot lately in our house, because for some reason we just let that crap roll on and on. Cupo says, my opinion of other people's dreams is largely dependent on my presence in them. Ooh, Cupo, clearly a fan of sexy dreams. Sexy dreams about Cupo will get you everywhere. In his stream, presumably. I'm guessing. Maybe I'm putting words in Cupo's mouth, which is probably better than what might end up in his mouth in sexy dreams, right? I mean, it could be worse. It could be far worse. It's getting bad, isn't it? Things are starting to fall apart. It's 5:20. Normally, dinner is ready. I'm worried that I've been not called for and everyone's down there eating their dinner with the children going, "Where's Daddy?" So maybe I should just go and check to make sure I'm not... No, they'll call me. They'll let me know. It'll be fine. Okay, so we put some some spikes down, and apparently we need another lever. We don't need another lever. Hang on a minute. Where have all the levers on this side of the corridor gone? Didn't I put down extra levers? Like one for the volcano gate and one for the new gates down the bottom, right? Wait a sec. This gate... Oh, for fuck's sake. Shit in a box. Alright, well, we'll put a new spike lever in. Don't worry about that. So, we're going to put that one here. So, build trap what? Stop. Whoa. Build trap component lever. There we go. I'm going to pop this one right there next to the surface traps. And we're going to use an obsidian mechanism because I like obsidian mechanisms. Why not? And then we'll name that one once it's been installed lower spikes. So we understand a bit more about what it's for. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Hello, Weirus. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We are on the verge of finishing this session. However, I will be back this evening. I say evening. It's probably going to be post 10 p.m. UK time. But if you're interested, that will be available for you to watch should you so desire. Should your eyes feel the need to soak up some of my photons. Some of the photons that have been tainted with my nonsense. Daddy does not live here anymore. Kel 2020. No, Daddy now lives in his stream. There we go. That's what it's like. That's what it's like being a member of my family. Fucking horrific. You have to put up with my bullshit. If only it weren't true. If only it wasn't true. Ah, dear. Sorry, I'm still gently caressing my list of streams, thinking, who should I raid? Who should I raid? Oh, Leaders stopped playing Dwarf Fortress. He's now playing Stellaris, so kind of eliminated himself from the running. Kind of eliminated. I'm looking at some of the streams. I'm thinking maybe I'll just pick someone whose stuff I really like and send you in. Xylus is playing Subnautica. I don't know if you guys like that though. That's the thing. Blind's just started up, but he's currently listening to records and not watching Dwarf Fortress or playing Dwarf Fortress, so maybe not. We'll see. Let's keep going for a bit longer. We've got a load of adamantine all dug out now. There's no more to haul out of the ground. Our copper situation is confusing, to say the least. They don't appear to be using any of it, but they also seem to be saying we don't have any, which I'm very, very worried about. Can I make this an auto melt stockpile? There's a question. Yes, I can. Auto melt on. So presumably that will now result in them smelting all of this ore. Is that how it works? Is melting the same as smelting, or is the S key? Could raid someone playing Barotrauma? It looks like there's only one person currently raiding Barotrauma, and owing to the way the game is, I have a horrible feeling they might just be nasty trolls, but we'll see. We've got Zakharov, who is streaming in English and... what's ZA? ZA? And Lucky Luke 980, finishing and testing the submarine. He's building a sub, he's not actually playing. But there are people streaming Barotrauma, so there is that. We could raid a Barotrauma lad. Interesting option. Interesting choice. Let's have a little look. No. Don't get too distracted. We've got to figure out this copper situation. Why are they not smelting the copper? Because we need to get that stuff out of the stockpile so we can pretend like we can put some other materials in there, right? That makes sense. ZA is South Africa. Ah, a bit of Afrikaans. I see. Intriguing. Oh, if only Fuzzy Logic were here, he would be probably maybe not that excited. It's kind of rude to assume that just because he's from South Africa, he would be excited by a South African streamer. That's like me being excited by an English streamer, which frankly, I'm not. Nothing to complain about here, just hiding indoors, but that's nothing new. No, well, I mean, same here, right? I mean, it's a certain kind of person who streams on Twitch like I do, and I doubt they do much outdoorsy stuff. Zuid-Afrika. That's right, yes, I see it now. Zuid, which is, I'm guessing, Afrikaans for south. Now only everyone else is here too. Question mark, Tidy? Being productive, kinda yourself? Oh, I see, yes. Yes, I see. Get you indoors. It makes sense. It all makes sense now. Have they got that lever in place yet? That's what I was waiting for, wasn't it? They have. Okay, so let's change the name. Control N. Lower spikes. There we go. Lower spikes. That's good. Yeah? Okay, I'll be 5 minutes. Well, that's the call. That's the call. It's dinner time. So we're gonna quickly save the game through a quick save because we know those work, and occasionally just leaving the game and saving doesn't. I'm going to do a quick scooch at the list, see if there's anyone going live who might be interesting to raid. Oh, Cupo's going live. Very clever, very good timing. Well timed. Let's do it. Let's return the favour. Let's complete the cycle of life. Let's go and raid Cupo. First of all, though, once the quick save is done, we need to press escape and save game to end what we're doing here, and then go over to the home screen for all the goodbyes. Those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for putting up with a 3-hour-long video again. That's mighty fortitudinal of you, and I'll see you later. Bye, YouTube.